Okay, so this is on the microphone. I wasn't sure if I could talk to Dave on the TB1.
Welcome along to Monmore Greyhound Stadium. We are here as Gone to the Dogs Live, brought to you by Greyhound Racing UK for the Ladbrokes Winter Derby. Cannot wait to see who is crowned at 8:31 this evening. It's going to be an absolute cracker of a night, and we are here. Me and Joe are here. It's going to be an absolute belter. Let's relive some of the action from years gone by.
The favourites out in front and striding clear. Liz and Ladbrokes now on the money again with King Turbo. Volcanic Reef gained from the front. Volcanic Reef who wins the Coral Winter Derby final.
He deserves it. He's been a great dog. He's run his heart out tonight.
Is that Kevin Hutton we can hear cheering because his silent ace leads away by 3 lengths and pulling away.
But opening up down the back, it's Burnchurch Mick, showing tremendous middle pace, he's 4 lengths clear. It'll be Burnchurch Mick who makes all to win the Winter Derby. Off the last turn, Cool the Vanished Shadow with a lead and not stopping tonight. Cool the Vanished Shadow wins.
Near the finish, wide apart, Churchfield Seat got up to win the Winter Derby from King Capaldi.
Well, we've just seen a few of the champions, but who will win this year? This is the dog's eye view. We filmed this earlier with the drone. This is about the speed that the Greyhounds will be going around the 480 metres here at Monmore Greyhound Stadium. I know Joe wants Droopy's proper ARS, not Droopy's ARS. There is a Droopy's ARS, but not in this race. Proper ARS later on to ping and go. But this, look how fabulous this drone footage is. We absolutely love having the drone, and this is where victory will happen tonight for the Ladbrokes Winter Derby. Very, very excited. And as I've alluded to, Joe's here. He's just made it. I'm not going to ask him about the football. But Joe, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Danny. We lost 4-3, just to get it out there early. We got it. We got beat 4-3. I want to say that I recorded that drone footage as well, and that was me running. but it wasn't.
No, and it wasn't me running either, absolutely not. So we have got plenty coming up, of course, on the show this evening. We're going to start at race number 2, which sees 3 divisions of a puppy race over 480 metres. We've got a 630, got a 264, we've got 2 divisions of the 480, we've got the 684, the really rarely used 684, and of course the Ladbrokes Winter Derby final at 8:31. Now, it's not just me and Joe that are going to bring you the action tonight. We have got some fabulous people roaming around in the restaurant. Hobbsy, where are you?
High up in the grandstand, Danny, I'm keeping in the warm with Emily Wallace, of course, very much a member of the Gone to the Dogs team. And you're going to be busy this evening, but first things first, Ladbrokes Winter Derby final, £10,000 to winner, surprise, surprise. Your old man has got a runner in the final, 15-time champion trainer Mark Wallace. Tell us about Proper Eris. Does he win?
I hope so. I definitely have a slightly biased view on the race, but I'm really hoping that he can win. He hasn't had that many races for us, but in the races he has had, he's already got such a great CV. He only started racing for us last September, I believe, and he's made multiple finals, won the Olympic at Hove. He trialled really well around here. We weren't too sure that we were going to enter him, but when he did such a good trial, we thought, how can we not? And thankfully we have. Hopefully he can finish the job tonight.
Brilliant in the semi-finals, dipping under 28 seconds, 27.97. That sort of run probably wins the Ladbrokes Winter Derby. But who's the biggest danger?
I think there's multiple. Like, as always, there's 6 railers, so anything can happen. But it's a different type of final round Monmore because there's not loads and loads of early speed. So we're hoping Proper Eris can be that early speed to lead round. I don't think he'd get caught off the front, but there's some very, very strong runners in there, like Gary the Arb. I mean, he's been running the track so well at the minute. Droopy's Pivotal is absolutely class. Michael Burton's running Droopy's Superstar. I mean, he's been finishing like a train. So I think it's one of those finals that you're just not too sure what's going to happen until those boxes open.
And on a fantastic sporting day, we've got the Ladbrokes Winter Derby final, but it's a great supporting card as well, isn't it? I mean, there's big race runners are plenty, big race winners are plenty, and there's plenty of Mark Wallace trained runners. Who's your pick other than Proper Eris? Who are you looking out for tonight?
I've napped Crafty Alejandro. He's a new recruit to the kennel, but he settled in really well. He's got a nice Irish card, so I think Monmore is going to suit him really well. I like Mongi's Wild as well. I think he's got a good chance.
That's some race.
It is. It's a very, very hot race, but we think a lot of him. He had similar times in Shelbourne to Garthany Blaze, so we're hoping that he's going to maybe reach the levels that he has. So I'm very excited to see him later, but it's a great card and I can't wait to see all the races.
Absolutely. You're going to be busy today. Of course, you're off to the cold. You're going to do all the presentation interviews as well. Do you want my scarf?
You can keep it, Hobbsy. I'm used to the cold and it can't be any worse than Toaster.
It's not worse than Toaster. We know that. Desperately cold there. Back to you in the studio, Danny.
Cheers, Hobbsy. Cheers, Emily. Cannot wait to get the card underway in just a few moments, actually. But we've got to introduce you to another member of our team. It's Jason Barrisford.
The best things in life are free, but you can save them for the birds and the bees. We want money. That's what we want. Well, not so much me, but the man I'm with here, Keith, Safe Trap Bookmaker. Hello, Keith.
Hi, how are we?
Now, you're going to help us out. Now, hopefully you don't have too great a night. First of all, in the 6:48 we've got coming up, Pups, always tough. Charlie Loves Me, Point of Glory. They'll be the big two and kind of different perspectives, really.
Yeah, of course, and obviously as a bookmaker we're trying to get against the short one, so maybe leaning with the one dog, the Sheffield dog there, the one dog. Maybe improve his look round the track. Trap one, good draw. I think we'll be going out for that one and trying to get the favourites in the book.
Love to lay a short pup?
Well, of course we do. They get beat, don't they?
Now, I know this is like showing a cross to a vampire. Not that I'm accusing you of that, but your best bet on the card, please.
My heart's pulling me with Churchfield Sid. We've seen him run so many great races around here. Could be a little tricky draw for the favourite King Memphis with Toolmaker Note inside him. Dog can go well to the corner. He didn't start very well last time in a grading race. But maybe Churchfield Sid, better going on the outside than maybe in the heats last few weeks ago. Roll back the ears and get on the road.
Who are you looking to get? Well, possibly King Memphis after that.
Yeah, we'll go King Memphis a little. We'll probably take it easy to start with. I do think there's maybe a better chances later on in the card for us. So we'll be taking it a little easy to start with.
And the big one, Ladbrokes Winter Derby?
He's running terrific, Gary the Orb. Absolutely superb dog round here. I'm not convinced he wants to be in one. Favourite's got a huge chance if it gets on the rabbit out of 4. Surprisingly, as Jonathan pointed out in the Racing Post, there's not a lot of early for a final at Monmore. I'll be looking at the 2 Droopies dogs to pick up any pieces if it gets messy.
Keith, you're an absolute superstar. Sorry to comparing you to a vampire. I've just got a bit of garlic here as we go back to the studio. Thank you.
Cannot wait to see what happens later on in the Ladbrokes Winter Derby final. It's going to be absolutely superb. We have got, though, the first race coming up in not too distant future. We have got the Winter Derby betting available. So let's have a look at the Winter Derby betting, which is... Oh, wow. Gosh, it looks great, doesn't it, Joe?
There's nothing better, Danny, than a ground stadium in the lights, under lights. You know, you see that there, that Ladbrokes Stadium sign. Just unbelievable, honestly. Such a brilliant night this is to be here, and look at that final, look at that lineup.
Absolutely superb. Proper Heiress, 10-11 favourite as it stands. 7-4 for trap 1, Gary the Arb. 6-1 for trap 3, Droopy's Pivotal, who is unbeaten here at Monmore. It's 10-1 for I Am the Sydney in 2. Droopy's Superstar in 5 is 14-1. And Emily said trap 6, Now It's My Turn, could be the danger and the main danger to Proper Heiress. He's a massive price at 22.
Burnchurch Mick, Churchfield Sid. Mr. Reese knows how to win this competition. He really does. And look, you either want to be, with 6 railers in the race, one of you either be inside or outside.
Yeah.
He's very trappy. Now It's My Turn at times, and he's going to need to do that tonight. He's got a lot to clear, but there's been bigger shocks. Been a lot bigger surprise than Now It's My Turn winning the Winter Derby than this tonight. So, we'll see, and he's in great hands.
He is in great hands. I mean, I just want Proper Heiress to ping and go, as we've seen so far throughout the competition. He cheated the draw last week even. Can he do it again today? Right, I tell you what we'll have a look at as well. Our best bets, because these are the dogs you might want to lay. Let's have a look. Scammer. You probably will. It's my nap, 7:39. Daryl's with Droopy's Flair in the 9:04. We've got to wait till the final race that we're covering here on Gone to the Dogs Live. Emily's with Crafty Alejandro, one of their runners in box 2 at 8:47. Also in 8:47, Jason. They're going head to head because he's with Vixen's Filofax. Hobbsy's with a sprinter. Cree Jojo is the wide seed in the 8:13. And Joe, you've napped in the big one. You've put your pound on Proper Heiress. I'm fuming.
I can't look past him, Danny. Honestly, there's a lack of early pace inside him. If he traps level, he leads. He doesn't stop in front. You know, we've seen him win the Olympic at Hove in good style. Desperately lucky in the blue ribbon at Toaster. Just a draw worked against him on that day. I can't look past him, honestly. I thought he was even money. He was too big for the competition. He was 7-8-1 at the start of the competition. Now, he should have been half of that.
Yeah.
So I hope people have filled in at 7-8-1. He's even money 10-11 tonight. I just can't look past him. I just think he wins. I just think he wins.
I'm with you. Yeah. I wasn't going to nap him because nobody wants my pound on the back of the big final, but I really, really am keen on Proper Heiress. I think he's a proper dog, if I can say that. Right, we have got one final member of the team. It's the stat man, Mr. Daryl Williams.
Hello, good evening, Danny. I quite like that title, actually. And here's one to be going on with. We're talking about Richard Reese, and now it's my turn. Well, it's always Richard's turn in this race. Since it came to Monmore in 2021, Richard has had a finalist every year. And, of course, he has had success as well. So good to see the man from Hove represented in the final this evening. So, for what it's worth, I'm the only one napping an odds-on chance, Danny, as it stands. Droopy's Flow is a shade of odds-on, 10-11. We've all left King Memphis alone. I thought one of us, at least, might have been tempted at about 2s on about the Memphis. But, no, I'm the odds-on tipster tonight.
And it's usually me, to be fair. So, I'm usually the one that naps odds on at, what, 4-7? What was it, 2-7?
2-7. 4-7 is being very generous, by the way. Ryoko Roshi was 2-7 that night. So, for your pound, you won 30p. Mother.
To be fair,
better than lose a quid.
It is, and also it's better than when my mum wanted to back Frankel at 1-10 years ago. Can I put a tenner on Frankel? Yeah, what are you going to do with your pound, mum?
Have it on, Ryoko Roshi.
Yeah.
Saved it.
Wouldn't even double your money. So we've got plenty coming up on the show. Of course, our first race is in about 6 or 7 minutes' time. It is the 6:48. We are heading off for the 6:48. A puppy Division 3. Look at all this these people on a Saturday night. This is what we want in the greyhound racing world. We want bums on seats. We want loads of people having an absolute belter of a night.
And a brilliant view. This is ground racing, Danny. You know, this is it's been a tough week. It really has. But this is ground racing. Restaurant packed. Boxes packed. Downstairs packed. Saturday night racing. You get the best dogs on a Saturday night, people travel.
Yeah.
Now, this is just absolutely brilliant to see. Loads of people enjoying themselves. Yeah, we can't wait. Look, we're nearly there. We've got, a couple of minutes to the first race on Gone to the Dogs. Not too long to the final. Only a couple of hours away, an hour and 45 away from the final.
I know, it's mad.
It'll fly by.
It will. It absolutely will. I cannot wait to see who is crowned the Winter Derby champion of 2025. So, we have the 6:48 is race number 2 on the card, but our first race of the night. The Ladbrokes.com 480 puppy. It's the 3rd division, Darryl.
It is Division 3, and of course we are only a week away from the start of the Premier Greyhound Racing Puppy Derby that begins here next Saturday, 1st of March. So Easy Maximus, for the very first time in his career, he draws trap 1. He's a 4-1 chance for Gwyneth Rees. Point of Glory loves trap 2. He's won all 3 starts for the wonderfully named Six Lamb. Chops the owners and Sean Davey at 13-8. Charlie Loves Me, a first-timer, but has won every trial, so well prepped by John Mullins at 7-4. Resonate runs in 4. She's the only bitch taking on the boys for Kevin Hutton. She's a big price, 14s. Inspector represents Dougie Butler from Perry Bar at 8-1. And Droopis Detour, is it named after that man, I wonder? For the Jail Racing Syndicate, of course, with Droopis Pivotal and the big one a little bit later. And the youngest of the pups, an August pup, at 6-1. So the market very tight between the 2 and the 3.
Now, we are blessed to have some retired greyhounds tonight, and the first of those is Sid Sleeve Donnar, and this newly retired 2-year-old raced 31 times and won on 5 occasions. He's an absolutely gorgeous brindle, and he's a leaner. I met him downstairs, and I kind of want to adopt him, to be honest. We are going to hear more from Claire later on in the show. She runs Home Run Hounds, and it works herself into the ground, but he's an absolute stunner, and I can say beautiful, beautiful dog as well. Right, we've got the lineup of race number 1 here on Gone to the Dogs Live, brought to you by Greyhound Racing UK. Track 1 is Easy Maximus for Mrs. Hines and Gwyneth Rees. We've got Point of Glory in 2, Charlie Loves Me in 3, Resonate in 4, Inspector in 5, and Droopy Zatori in Trap 6. But there, 4-1, we've got Trap 1, Easy Maximus, absolutely superb dog so far. He won last time, or won a trial here, and he routed Bossy Bullet, so hopefully he can kind of ping and go on the inside. What do you think?
Yeah, we're short price to win A3 at Sheffield last time out before coming here, and won really well in 29.76. Trialled here well, 28.74. It was a good run. You know, first up round here, 28.74, you'd be happy. Rightly so in Division 3. Trap 3 here, Charlie Loves Me. Newcomer for John Mullins, July 23, a real baby, Danny, 28.58 in his last run behind Droopy's Berries. Trap 4 here, Resonate, is the best turned out for this race, so congratulations to Kevin Hutton with Trap 4, Resonate, a 12-1 shot, another baby, July 23, Droopy's Sydney, Jetstream Link, extremely well bred. Trap 5, Inspector, Ballymat Bolger, Kiwi, Kai, July 23, some real youngsters in this, Danny, and this competition always throws up some brilliant types going forward. So whether this is Division 3, Division 1, expect to see a lot more from these, including from Droopy Tutori.
And Drota's Wildcat progeny, not won yet, but has come close on a couple of occasions. It just sometimes misses the break. And there's Sid. He's looking for his forever home. Claire was trying to talk. She was trying to talk me into him. She was trying to talk me into taking him home, and he's kind of stolen my heart. Right, we're going to have a bit of a betting update with Jason.
All they want to know about all the punters that you can see behind me, and I must say there are a lot of punters. The 2 bookies are going to be busy, which is good stuff. Point of Glory, you can get around about 5-4 at home. Even money here, and I didn't see a lot bigger. They do not want to be taking on Point of Glory. Charlie Loves Me, who was the original favourite in many books this morning, that's gone for a walk. But as we all know, there's one thing if there's one thing you don't do in greyhound racing, it's underestimate John Mullins. So could be value, never mind into the drift. People just don't know. Easy Maximus, that's strong as well. But this was a race that was always going to formulate nearer the time. There was no Rick dog here, unlike Droopy's Flair in the 904, always too big. And Darryl's gone and napped him. Dreadful Darryl!
Cannot wait for this. I love it when the puppies are on show, because Inspector's just had to have a bit of a pull back from his handler. He's trying to leap towards the boxes at the moment. He's actually won well in Ireland. He won at Thurles in November by 7.5 lengths, and he's a big boy, isn't he? 32 kilos. You don't want that pulling your arm off at the end of the lead.
You certainly don't. Not if you Resonate. You're only 28 kilos on his inside as well. So, yeah, best turned out trap 4 is Resonate. That is backed by Monmouth Stadium and Ground Racing UK. So congratulations to Resonate. Good race, Danny. On with 2.
Okay, so with trap 2, Point of Glory, that is Joe's pick in the first race of the day. He's been in cracking form as well. Didn't you put a 20-1 shot up the other day?
I did.
Oh, wow.
Over Izzy, Romford last night.
Wow. Well
Still
done,
living
pal.
off it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's only a day old.
Hopefully you can live off that for the rest of the night. Right, Darryl, here we go.
Thank you very much, Danny. First race of the night. Hope you're ready. Hope you're locked in for the 9 races we've got ahead of us tonight. The puppies go for the first 3. Lots and lots of clues to next week's Premier Greyhound Racing Puppy Derby Heats, which are here next Saturday night at Monmouth. Did I mention that? All the money then is for Point of Glory in the 2. Charlie Loves Me, the newcomer in 3, the second choice. And here's the bunny, and away they go. And 2's left it in the boxes, Point of Glory. 3 got away, Charlie Loves Me. Easy Maximus on the inside. 6 is trying to push forward as well. On the outside, Droop is the Tory. So down the back they roll, Charlie Loves Me. Charlie Loves Me by about a length. Droop is the Tory. Up the inside, Easy Maximus. Gap back to Resonate, then Inspector. Point of Glory last after that unfortunate start. Down towards home, it is Charlie Loves Me for John Mullins as they come off the turn 1. Easy Maximus switching to the outside, trying to get after it. Charlie Loves Me won every trial and will win the debut and beat trap 1 Easy Maximus, and 6 Troop is the Tory was 3rd. Charlie Loves Me. Well, they fancied Point of Glory against Charlie Loves Me in the market, didn't they? In the lead up to the race earlier on in the day, they were pretty much joint favourites, and the prep could not have been better for Charlie Loves Me here for trainer John Mullins and James Wright. Of course, John's got IAMSA Sydney in the big final to come later on. As Danny was saying, you never underestimate John Mullins, whatever the race, whatever the day. And this first timer by Burgess Bucks has done it well, but massively helped by 2, just completely missing the up Point of Glory and never able to factor. So unfortunate for Sean Dave and those wonderful 6 lamb chops owners. But Charlie Loves Me down the far side, flanked by Droop is the Tour. Easy Maximus having the row draw for the first time, was getting after the leader. It's going to be these 3, but Charlie Loves Me is not for catching here. 2 perfect trials at Yarmouth, 2 perfect trials at Monmouth, and now the perfect start to his career. Charlie Loves Me, and those who stayed loyal to him most certainly do.
Absolutely superb. Charlie Loves Me has popped out and made every single yard of the running. And, I mean, he's done that in several trials so far at Yarmouth and here. He's got a really quick start on him. And the fact that he's just kept finding out in front is testament to how good a dog he might turn out to be.
Danny's a baby. He's had 1 run in his career and he's got off to a winning start. July 23. You see the improvement, Danny, from the trial at Yarmouth, 28.71. Next time out, 28.02. You know, so plenty of improvement, and it helps when Point of Glory comes out like that.
Yes.
But these are puppies, so you're going to have to forgive them for this because it's going to happen. They're babies, they're inexperienced, they're still learning the way. Charlie Loves Me got it spot on. He just managed to clear Easy Maximus on the run to the bend. 6 Droop is the Tory went up well. But he just managed to clear Charlie Loves Me from there. Never really looks in any danger, did he? He's run really well. Good performance from him.
Really good performance. I mean, he's just kept finding out in front. I think he's perfect box as well. You know, he's Easy Maximus could have been a bit of a hound for him, but he's managed to cut him off at the first bend. I think one slightly touched the rail as well as they came out of the boxes, but he's just got full of running even to the drop.
Yeah, it's a brilliant performance. You see him still in front, and look at this. Danny, look at that picture, honestly. Just brilliant.
Darryl, full result.
Thank you, Danny. Charlie Loves Me at 9-4. Nice price in the end. 28.34 gives us a benchmark, doesn't it, going forward for the rest of the night. Easy Maximus at 5-1 in second, and Droop is the Tory was in 3rd place.
Charlie Loves Me takes out our first winner of the day. The Ladbrokes.com 480 puppy Division 3, £300 and a trophy to the winner. John Mullins got a few on the card this evening. Hopefully going to be quite a successful night for the kennel. And there is John getting his trophy for the first race that we're covering here. Let's go to Emily.
Well, the first winner on Gone to the Dogs Live was Charlie Loves Me, trained by John Mullins, run on debut, and a winner on debut as well. Very, very impressive. Currently just having his picture taken, but we'll go and chat with John. John, first race, first win. That was very impressive.
Very impressive, yeah. He's been trialling well. And like you said, it's first time with 6 dogs. Probably fifth time over 4 men, so you know he's going the right way. Well pleased.
Showed some nice early. It looked like it got a bit tight at the bend, but he showed some bravery to hold his position.
Showed good bravery there, and to be fair, I mean he's been trialling against a couple of dogs of mine, and I looked there for him in the week, and it hasn't been very good. So I was pleased to get that out of the way with.
You'll obviously enter him for the Puppy Derby next week. You have high hopes for that. I'm sure he'll get accepted after that one. Quick word on I Am to Sydney later. We spoke at Romford and you said he was a frustrating dog, but obviously won the gold collar at Crayford. So
it's a hard race, good dogs in it, and like tonight, it's more luck now, isn't it? It's his 8th Group 1, so you can't argue with the draw. So we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Lovely, thanks, John. I'll let you get him back. Thank you.
He's a gorgeous boy, ears up, taking everything in, wants to go again, it looks like, as well. Absolutely fabulous scenes that we can see here with the drone as well. It's great that we've got the drone again as well, isn't it?
Brilliant, Danny. It just adds something different to the show, doesn't it? You're seeing these pictures here and the live shots is fantastic. John will be hoping he's on there at around 8:35 with I Am to Sydney. 8th Category 1 final for I Am to Sydney. He's been an absolute stalwart, hasn't he?
Yeah.
For the kennel.
Yeah.
And yeah, look, he's got a chance. You know, it's a final where you couldn't really rule out any of them. We're going to go back in time.
We are going to go back in time. We're going to go back to the very first Winter Derby, which was, of course, held at Hove in 2019.
Here comes the hare then, and away they go for the inaugural running of the Coral Winter Derby final. Slow break from 5, King Dylan, but a decent start from 1, King Turbo, already out in front and leads them down the far side. Sporting Dave gives chase in second. After this comes 3, Volcanic Reef. Then we've got King Dylan in 4th as they come down towards the second last bend. And still King Turbo leads the way round. Sporting Dave is pressing, but can't quite get to grips with King Turbo. The favourites out in front and striding clear. Liz and Rab McNair on the money again with King Turbo winning the Coral Winter Derby final.
Yeah, King Turbo it was who has won in 2019. That was at Hove, of course. I think was it over the 515 as well, or was it the 500 still? Yeah. So absolutely superb scenes. I mean, the kings and queens, they win all sorts, don't they, to be fair?
They are. We've got Queen Georgia tonight as well in the 6:30 race. We've got King Jackson in the puppy race. You know,
got King Memphis.
King
Don't forget about King Memphis.
Derby favourite last year, got beat in the final, of course. He's back on the card and he's come back with a bang. His trials are fantastic. I think he gets back to winning ways tonight.
Do you? Oh, we've got a few that are coming back from a few layoffs as well, and none more so than Droopy's Clue later on. I can't wait. Very excited for the rest of the show, but we're going to chuck to Hobbsy now, who caught up with the commercial manager here at Monmore, Joe Edwards.
Well, I'm upstairs in the restaurant here at Monmore with Joe Edwards, communications manager for the track. We're standing by the Hall of Fame board. Joe, just tell us briefly about the Monmore Hall of Fame.
So we do 2 every year, and it can be anybody from a former Greyhound to a previous owner, somebody who's worked here at the track for many a year. And we like to just honour those people that have made a difference to Monmore Green over the years. So going through the list, Carol Turner worked in the racing office for nearly 50 years. Terry Blackburn was a renowned owner with Patricia Cowdrell. Jim Woods, a former racing manager. So that gives you a bit of a flavour as to what it is. But there's Elderbury Varon, a greyhound that was brilliant here, Cranky Scott. So a variety. We'll have new recruits, new members coming in soon.
Exactly, and the first Hall of Famer was a certain Peter Billingham, of course, the late father of Monmore trainer Kim. Now, Joe, you've got the Winter Derby trophy there. I suppose I should ask you thoughts on who's going to win it.
It's a tough one to call, isn't it? I'm kind of torn between two. I'd probably say either Gary the Arb or Proper Heiress would be the kind of picks, but you can't rule any of them out, can you? Droopy Superstar's been a really nice story, actually. I mean, of course, Mike Burton's been in the game for many a year, but it kind of new to me at Monmouth Green. First time seeing him over these last few weeks, and he looks like he's got some real nice performance. Droopy's still a lad. He might be one for the Premier Greyhound Racing Puppy Derby in a few weeks. So all of them would be deserved winners, but yeah, maybe the Arb or Proper Heiress. Kind of torn between those two.
And it's a stunning card. We expect a decent crowding. I mean, it's a very busy sporting Saturday. Yeah. But in terms of Monmouth generally, you're always offering theme nights. You're trying to get new customers in all the time. It's a full-time job.
It is. It is very much a full-time job, and you know, we take a lot of pride in trying to get as many people here as possible and being active and being not just a greyhound track, but you know, a place where people can come and enjoy, and for music nights or tribute nights and stuff like that. So yeah, we try and offer as much as we can, and hopefully people come here and enjoy themselves.
And always trying to get new customers, new markets. You went to a university, I think, recently, and met some freshers there and encouraged them to come racing at Monmouth.
Yeah, so we went to the Walsall campus. We did the Wolverhampton campus in the summer as well, so that was the Freshers' Fair, and then we did the Refreshers' Fair last month. People who probably didn't know anything about greyhound racing, that barely knew that we were here, but that's kind of the point, isn't it? And gave away, I think it was about 50, 60 free things, either free admission or a free meal, and got everybody to kind of draw out of a tombola. So we got people engaged, and it was a worthwhile exercise. It'd be something we'd look to do again, and the more people we can recruit and get involved, then the better, isn't it?
And certainly pertinent at the moment, educate them about greyhound racing.
Exactly. You know, I mean, obviously, you know, depending on where you read, there might be some misconceptions about the sport and whatever. But you know, I think the best way to judge it is to come here and experience it. And you know, if you don't like it, fair enough, you don't have to come again. But you know, I'd like to think the vast majority of people who come here and have a night out will keep coming back.
Joe, the reality is that everyone who comes for a night at the Dogs enjoys it.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I spoke to Danny and Joe on the podcast recently. When I came into this job, I was a complete newcomer to greyhounds, and I'm hooked now. You know, 2 years later, I'm absolutely hooked. So it's you know, once it gets its claws into you, so to speak, you know, you get the bug, and I wouldn't be without it. That's for sure.
Fantastic. You keep tight of that trophy because exactly. I think just after 8:31, we will find out who will be the 2025 Ladbrokes Winter Derby champion. Thank you to Joe Edwards.
He is one of the most enthusiastic people in greyhound racing, and if you want to hear more from Joe Edwards, we did actually interview him in episode number 78, so you're going to have to go back a couple to find Joe, because of course it was with the Winter Derby here at Monmouth. We decided we wanted to know more about the man who seems to be really driving initiatives here at Monmouth, and it shows, because it's absolutely rammed tonight.
Sport mad,
and
now greyhound mad. You know, he was new to it when he worked for Wolverhampton Wanderers, of course. He worked for the Daily Star he worked for, maybe?
Like that,
a newspaper.
Just listen to episode 78, Joe, yeah?
I was on it. But Sport Mad, really, really driven and doing a fantastic job here at Monmouth as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic venue. If you haven't been to Monmouth, I'd only been once, to be fair, last year, and I'm kicking myself, really, that I hadn't been before, but I know you come quite a lot, don't you?
Yeah, this is a perfect Saturday night for ground racing. It really is. It's always busy on a Saturday. There's plenty of people here. You see out here, when it's lit up, it's under the lights, it's just fantastic. Look, people drinking beer, eating rubbish food, having a bet, Danny. What better thing is there to do on a Saturday evening?
There is no better thing to do, and when you see these dogs in full flight doing something that they absolutely love, is just phenomenal. You can watch it on screen all the time, but when you're here, it's absolutely superb. Right, we are going to see who Hobbsy has caught up with, because he's roaming around the restaurant and he's found someone else.
Well, thanks, guys. Welcome back to the restaurant, and it's getting very busy, I have to say, and all the connections being royally entertained by Monmouth. Joining me is Richard Rees, of course, trainer of Now It's My Turn, running out of stripes. You've got a great record here at Monmouth, talking Burnchurch Mick. Amazing wing. the brilliant Churchill Sid, who's running tonight. Chances in trap 6 in an all field of railers.
He's there on merit. He's run his socks off for us, like I say. Okay, there's 6 railers. You either want to me, you want to be in 1 or 6. Hopefully he'll put his best foot forward for us.
Fantastic. Is it now it's my turn, Jackie?
Definitely. No, look, 2 lovely owners, and to be in the final is great. Anything a massive bonus, yeah. You know, 6 trailers, it's going to be hard, but he'll be running his best, yeah.
Jackie Reese, of course, wife of Richard, and we've got Dottie and Tony Boucher, and that big smile, Tony, you're looking forward to tonight.
Absolutely. Honour and pleasure to be in the final. Just like to say a big thank you to Richard and all the team back at the kennels, all the owners who have stuck by us and supported us throughout. And go on, Marvin, you can do it. And I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone in Ireland who supported us, all those back in Poland, all those back in Australia, and
Yes.
I'd like to say a big thank you to Bill Paps, Johnny McMullen, and my old pal MJ. If you're all watching, go Marvin! Go Marvin! Go Marvin!
Tony, fantastic. You do an Oscar speech like that. Dot, are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, I'm no lots of talking. I'm stay quiet and finger crossed Marvin is today champion.
Fantastic. We see now it's my turn. He's such a consistent performer. He's in trap 6 in the big final tonight, the Ladbrokes Winter Derby.
There are the scenes for race number 2, or race 3 actually on the card here, but the second race we're bringing you on Gone to the Dogs Live, brought to you by Greyhound Racing UK. All 6 of them in Division 2 of the Ladbrokes.com 480 puppy. And of course we have a best turned out, don't we?
We have done in trap 3. Droopy's Aladdin is your best turned out for this race. Kennelland, Michael Jones. So congratulations to Michael. Congratulations to Mike Burton as well, the trainer. Dog looks in fantastic shape ahead of this race.
There is trap 1, Droopy's Berries, who is a 9-4 chance at the moment. Kevin Hutton and Mr. Weller is the owner. Droopy's Sydney, Droopy's Alice, just a July 23. Those ears so cute. And he's won a series of trials and he's making his debut tonight. Trap 2, Racket Hall Brutes for the MWD Partnership and Mark Wallace, 6-1 at the moment, just in April 23. He has finished second quite a lot. Trap 3, we have Droopy's Aladdin, who took the scalp of one Droopy's Heiress, who he beat by 2 lengths in the 1st of Feb. And he seems like a nice dog, to be fair, Droopy's Heiress, and I keep thinking it's proper Heiress and having a bit of a nightmare. 2 Heiresses on the card, driving me insane. Trap 4, Silent Nailer, one of the 2 bitches in the field for Kevin Hutton, owned and trained by Mr. Kevin Hutton. Signed at Denver, not too late, April 23. 3 runs so far, yet to fire one in. Ballymac Fleury has won 2 open races, 1 at Toaster and 1 at Central Park for Maxine Locke and the JR Racing Syndicate, currently at 7-2. And New in Deputy in the stripes is the sole wide seed, has won 2 opens here and 1 at Toaster, currently 3 from 15, and is looking for a double. Very much looking forward to this race because I love puppy races. They're unpredictable, they throw up some nice types potentially, and yeah, I just love puppies.
Yeah, and this is a really good race, I must say. I'm surprised to see Droopy's Aladdin in Division 2. 1 start so far, 28-28 victory. We're back on the 1st of February. I thought he'd be in Division 1, I must say. He's going to be a real shining light going forward and are going to have a big say in the upcoming Puppy Derby here. So I'm surprised to see him in Division 2. I think he should win Droopy's Aladdin. I think he'll clear Racket Hall Brute, Droopy's Berries, and if he does and gets a run, I think he'll win.
So, Droopy's Aladdin is the one to beat, although has eased slightly as Evans' favourite at the moment for Division 2 of the puppy race. This is the Ladbrokes.com 480 puppy Division 2. A favourite in 3, looking to remain unbeaten and go 2 from 2. So very, very excited. There they are, having their first days at school, some of them. And obviously they've not, I think the most that we've had races is trap 6 with New in Deputy, 15 runs so far. But he's been given a sighter of the track. That's brilliant. I love it when they do that. Daryl, it's over to you.
Thank you very much, Danny. Yes, Droopy's Aladdin, one of the best back dogs of the day, but just gone back to evens from 10-11 for the 7 Racing Club, of course, with Droopy Superstar and Mike Burton in the big one later on. Trap 3, the best turned out, I think Joe was telling us earlier. Will he be the winner as well? He's a shade of odds on. Will he be cutting in, though, from Trap 3? That's what may happen. He's moving around. He's now standing still. Here's the hare. He's poised and ready, and they're racing. He got away okay. He cuts to the rail, but it's going to be Droopy's Berry. But look at Droopy's Aladdin, who's got up the inside. Can he get a clean run round? He can. And goes on by a length and a half now. Ballymac Flory, best of the rest, back in third. Then Racket Hall Brute, New in Deputy, and Silent Nailer is last. And Droopy's Aladdin was very clever going into the corner, but here is Droopy's Berries now, trying to lay down a challenge, just taking a while to negotiate the bend. The pack are closing. Ballymac Flory in the orange is flashing home. Droopy's Berries goes on ahead of Droopy's Aladdin. Droopy's Berries wins it. Droopy's Aladdin and Ballymac Flory's come home well for third for Maxine Lott, but it is Droopy's Berries who has won here for Kevin Hutton and owner Mr. Weller on British debut. Well, we saw this, didn't we, in the first division, of course, with Charlie Loves Me winning on a first start, and Droopy's Berries has repeated the feat here in the red box. He did look a good draw on paper, although we'll see on the replay in a second, of course, when the box is open, as we thought might happen, Droopy's Aladdin has come straight over towards the fence. He was very clever, and he was able to get that run. Let's have a look back at that replay now and show you exactly what happened in the moments they left the boxes, because Droopy's Aladdin was just bouncing around a little bit, got out, look at that, outpaces Racket Hall Brute, gets the inside, that's the only thing on his mind, and he just nudges Droopy's Berries out of the way, but that's not put Droopy's Berries off at all. He's getting after the lead in the margin 2.5, but it's going to close, of course. The others all of a sudden are on the back foot here. Ballymac Flory back in third, Racket Hall Brute, who I thought would run well last week in defeat, but up against it in the closing stages today, and this is when Droopy's Berries is about to hit the front and go on for Kevin Hutton, who's on the score sheet with the winner here. Trap 3, Droopy's Aladdin second, and Ballymac Flory finishing in third place.
What a super start to his career. Droopy's Berries for Kevin Hutton and Mr. Weller. Absolutely superb. And you can see he's green as grass and all legs of 37 kilos, isn't he, round those bends, Joe?
He's very leggy, very lanky, and he's shown that in his first start there. And I've got to say as well, I would not be disheartened with the run of Droopy's Aladdin there. He's missed a break. He's dived straight left into the rail. The pace he's shown to get inside Danny to lead at the first bend is impressive. But you could kind of see the writing was on the wall going into that third and fourth bend. Droopy's Berries was closing the gap. And look at him going into the drop. He's miles clear going to the pick-up. A fantastic performance on debut for Kevin Hutton.
Superb for Droopy's Berries. Look at them coming out the boxes. You can see he just misses it slightly. Droopy's Aladdin the favourite, but he cuts right across Racket Hall Brute, who's also dived the other way. So kind of, no, Droopy's Berries just left on his own because everybody else has kind of missed it on the inside, which is good for him.
They have. You just see there, they have a little nudge together. There, 1 and 3, Droopy's Berries, Droopy's Aladdin. But luckily, nothing happened. They managed to go around the bend cleanly. But as we said, Danny, going into that third and fourth bend, the right was on the wall. Droopy's Berries was running all over Droopy's Aladdin. He's closed him down. It's a good performance. He's run well to finish second in the end, Droopy's Aladdin. There's a lot more to come from him. Plenty more to come from the winner, and a good performance from Ballymac Flory back in third as well.
And you'd think as well, with him running to the drop like that, 6 bends, you never know. You never know. So Droopy's Berries has an endless amount of improvement to come. Loads of scope. Can't wait to see him again already. He's all legs and he looks like he's just a big green leggy puppy, and I love those types.
And he's in fantastic hands as well, and one of the very, very best with puppies. You know, he beat Silent Nailer in the trial on the 8th of February, 6.5 lengths. He's one of the very best, Kevin, when it comes to puppies and bringing them through. He has Oxford to thank for that. You know, they look after him in terms of the graded starts there. He's come straight into the deep end, Droopy's Berries. A brilliant performance.
Absolutely, and he's a stunner. You can see the shine on his coat as well. I mean, unbelievable. And Kevin's big enough as well to lift a 37-kilo dog, isn't he?
Kevin would lift me.
Steady on. Right, Droopy's Berries has won Division 2 of the Puppy Comp. Superb scenes that we love giving the trophies out, and the dog's just, I mean, he looks so happy. He's dead chilled as well, to be fair. Yeah. Like puppies can, sometimes they can be a little bit hyper, but I'll tell you who we're going to go to now. I'll shut up and Emily can chat.
Thank you, Danny. Yes, 2 races so far and 2 pups winning on debut. So it is definitely building up nicely for next week. We'll get a quick word with Kevin first because I know he's in the next race. Kevin, very, very impressive on debut. You must be very pleased with that.
Yeah, delighted. You know, it's obviously a big ask for a pup to first time up in a race of that quality and under lights and all the rest of it, but he handled everything well. flew the lids. He probably lacks a yard of early for this type of track, really. I think he'd be a real nice 500-metre dog. But, no, it's a great start to his career and, roll on next week.
Showed plenty of determination in that race, that's for sure.
He does, yeah, and I say he really does his best work from halfway, this fella. So big thanks to Wayne Murphy who found the dog for us, and thankfully Andy bought him, and looks a real nice dog for us all.
You've had few entries in the puppy races tonight, so building a nice team for next week.
Yeah, to be honest, this fella's the only one good enough. He is. Yeah, you need top pups to compete in this competition. It's the best of the year, so realistically, he's the only one that looks good enough. But the other two run well enough, so we'll see how the next one goes, and hopefully we'll be back with one or two.
Perfect. Thank you, Kevin. I'll let you go get your next one out. Have a quick word with the owner, Andy Weller. Again, you must be very, very pleased with that.
Absolutely delighted. Well, I mean, that was a brilliant run first time out, and he's done brilliantly. Fantastic.
Like I said to Kevin, showed plenty of determination, was coming home very strong on that run-in.
Really did. I didn't think he was going to make it back. I was not going to lie to you, but he showed a bit of inexperience on that first bend. So, but he's not seen a dog before, so it's been as quick as him. So we'll see. We've got one in the next, so that's why I was a bit disappointed that Kevin said we might not. But he's probably.
Do you think it has a chance?
No.
Well, you've had a winner, so you can't complain too much. Well done.
Thank you very much indeed.
Superb scenes for the 706 at Monmore, of course, with Kevin Hutton and a very nice puppy, Darryl.
And a nice price and a nice time as well, Danny. 28.22, so just a little bit quicker than Charlie Loves Me from off the pace, and yes, on debut as well, as we saw with Charlie Loves Me. So I wonder if one of the newcomers might win the third puppy heat coming up shortly. 13.28, Droopers and Laddies run well, as Joe says, at evens. Ballymac Flory in third place in our second race.
Forgot which race we were on. We have got our third race coming up at 7:22 here on Gone to the Dogs Live, brought to you by Greyhound Racing UK. Very much looking forward to Division 1 of the Ladbrokes.com 480 puppy. Right, we are going to look at a couple of races that we've had, the Category 1s, of course, for 2024. The first of those is the Coral Essex Vase, which of course is raced over 575 metres at Romford. This was the lineup: Track 1, New Destiny 6 to 5, Fabulous Sneak in 2, I Am's a Sydney 3, Droopy's Eunice 4, New in Cloud 5 and Scammer in 6. We're seeing quite a few of these tonight as well, but let's see how it all played out.
Up, we race away, a pretty level break, 5 and 6 showing early pace on the outside. Scammer around the outside, gets dragged back, and 2 emerges in front. 4 emerges in front here, Droopy's Eunice. 2 is second, Fabulous Sneak. They pass the judge, a lap to go. New Destiny in trouble. 4 leads by a length. It's still Droopy's Eunice. The local trainer, Maxine Locke, 2 in second. Fabulous Sneak back in third, 3 staying on. Iams of Sydney. And 2 bends to take. Still in front, 4. Droopy's Eunice has gone clear. Droopy's Eunice out in front here for JR Racing. And Maxine Locke lands the Coral Essex Vase final.
A well-deserved win that was for Droopy's Eunice. I backed her. But also she'd had 6 races in Category 1 finals last year. Of course, that was the 2025 Essex Vase. She deserved that win, Joe. I mean, she's been so gutsy. She's so good. She had, hit the crossbar so many times. Finally found a way to win.
So versatile as well. 4 bends, short 6 bends. We see her over 6:30 tonight. So she's so versatile. If any bitch deserves to win a big one, she deserved to win it, and that was a real good race to win. New Destiny went in there trying to get a pause on all 3 575 competitions at the same time. It weren't to be. No one could begrudge Droopy's Eunice win that competition.
Absolutely not. I mean, she's sensational. I really like Droopy's Eunice. She's in the 7:39 tonight. I'm actually going against her, though, I think. But we will see her in action later on this evening. Right, we're also going to have a look at the Cesarewitch, which was at Central Park on the 25th of Jan over the 731, sponsored by PGR. Favourite here was Trap 3, Droopy's Flair, who we also see this evening. It was Trap 1 head count, 2 Garfany Blaze, 3 Droopy's Flair, 4 Brett and Molly, 5 Droopy's Flotilla, and 6 was Bright Jewel. But how did it all play out?
Here with the traps.
And away we go for the feature race of the evening. Bright Jewel was first to break the outsider leads for Dave Lee. 5 in behind that, Jubis Fatilla tries to close trouble for 3 on the inside, 2, 1, 4 in behind that, but 6 is a clear leader. Bright Jewel leads with a lap to go as they pass us. Head count is making progress from the back. In second is Jubis Fatilla though. In behind them, Jubis Flair, Garfini Blaze though. 4 and 1 coming together at the back, but they're down the back straight with the final time. It's 6 that leads Bright Jewel. The outside of the field leads at the moment for Dave Lee. 5 Jubis Fatilla tries to close, 2 is staying on. Garfini Blaze now last year's winner closing on the leading pair. 3 in behind that and 4 ones next. So as they head round to the final bend, here comes Garfini Blaze though. 5 with a chance, Jubis Flotilla. 2 takes over from 5, 3 staying on as well. Jubis Flair but not going to get there. 2 goes on to win. Garfini Blaze goes on to win for Mark Wallace.
Back-to-back Cesarowicz is for Garfini Blaze. That was hard to say. He was a really good dog, Joe.
And breathe.
Yeah.
It was a brilliant performance, and you think of the time off he's had in between as well. It was a fantastic performance with Garfini Blaze. He had to have a little bit of luck, you know. The race kind of fell into his lap slightly at the first and second bend, but still you've got to go on and win. And he's still got 5, 6 lengths to clear with Bright Jewel. Droopers Fatilla in front of him. Of course, he'll be caught in the Ballyrigga Bob George Curtis at Hove not too long before that. So a brilliant performance with Garfini Blaze. 2 Cesarewicz in a row. It's extremely hard to do.
It is very, very hard to do. It's hard to win any race back-to-back in the Greyhound world because you're that year older. You've got lots of younger legs that are coming at you as well. So we're going to see Droopy's Clue later on, and he went back-to-back in the St. Ledger. I can't wait to see him back on the track. He's going for, obviously, Stayer of the Year again, potentially Greyhound of the Year again. So very excited to see him and seeing what he's doing later on. But we're going to go back in time again. We're going to go for the 2020 Winter Derby. So let's have a look at the lineup that was. We are just going to have a look at the 2020 Winter Derby, of course, because it was 5 years ago now.
And we're racing for the Coral Winter Derby. What a start from trap 3. Volcanic Reef has got the edge at the moment. There's trouble at the bend there, as you can see. Make No Apology crowded along with King Sheeran as they head down the far side. 4, Antigua Romeo sets sail and goes off in chase of Volcanic Reef. There's a half length between them. King Sheeran tries to make up ground on the outside of King Lennon, but is forced a little bit wide. So come around the final bend, and 3, Volcanic Reef, game from the front, still leads. King Lennon's beginning to pick up some ground, but won't catch Volcanic Reef, who wins the Coral Winter Derby final from King Lennon and Antigua Romeo.
I do love going back in time to see our champions of yesteryear. That was, of course, the 2020 Winter Derby champion. But we are going to see what is happening in the next race. The 7:22 is coming up, and Jason's got an update on the betting.
I have. Now, if I've got a smug look of satisfaction on my face, it's because in the last race, I made 3 Scousers and a Welshman very, very happy indeed. They listened to me, fools that they were, but they got away with it. That's the main thing. Now, very, very interesting market here today, because Romeo Tomcat always short, 6 to 5 on, and that's around about the price behind me, and still about the price that you can get online as well. The story is Ballymac Kobe. Was 5 to 2 with the sponsors this morning, supported heavily on track, and supported as well online. And Maxine's in the last was a drifter, didn't win. They're shrewd, they've come for Ballymac Kobe.
There's trap 3, Romeo Tomcat, exciting pup. 2 from 3 so far for Patrick Janssens and Dave Firmager. 5 to 6, Rotors Wildcat, of course, won the Derby now 7 years ago. Unbelievable, Jeff. Trap 4, Sign Up Morgan, the only bitch in the race here, Division 1 of the Puppy Comp. And 4 from 9 was the Puppy Cup semi-finalist for Kevin Hutton, who's already had a winner. We've also got Colavani in trap 5, who is making the debut today over here in the UK, but has won well at Limerick in the past. Drew clear to win by 8 lengths back in December. He is owned by Mr. Burfitt and trained by Angela Harrison. And Ballinakil Liam, a new recruit for the MWD partnership, who's 3 from 4 in Ireland. A May 23 son of Colavani Hoffer out of Cunningar Spice. That's your lineup for race number 4 and our best turned out, Joe.
Trap 2, King Jackson. So congratulations to Liz, Rab, and Rab McNair is the canler. So Rab will collect the £50 prize. So congratulations to Rab. This is a brilliant race, Danny.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised to see one of these win the Puppy Derby.
Ooh.
I know Connections think a hell of a lot of Ballinakil Liam in 6, a newcomer. I think he's probably been harshly treated here, being in this race. I think, 28.84 compared to what you've been in with like Romeo Tomcat, King Jackson, Ballymac Kobe, even Call of Annie, 28.50 last week. A little bit harsh on 6, but this is a cracking race. Romeo Tomcat flew on the scene, 28.70 at Central Park on debut, winning by just a smearmage of 17 3/4 lengths on debut. A brilliant performance. I'm with him.
He was one of those dogs where I remember seeing that race and the hairs go up on the back of your neck and you think, oh my God, I think we've seen a real champion here. And that is what this sport is all about, especially when the puppy divisions are starting to come through in the beginning of the year and then the puppy comps are starting, and it's just so exciting. And King Jackson, I mean, he had to win best turned out because he's got the best name in the race. Darryl, who did you fancy for this one?
I can't answer that, can I? King Jackson, obviously, of course, has gone very close in a big final already. He ran second in the Puppy Cup, the BGBF Puppy Cup at Oxford. But Romeo Tomcat had his measure last week, albeit Arthur Job, who's a really exciting puppy. Pounds late, not for the first time, won at a big price. So he's an interesting one for next week. But Romeo Tomcat showed great pace last week up to the first corner, and will probably do so again. We're about to find out, because here is the hare on the move. It is Division 1 of the Ladbrokes.com 480 puppy. Plenty of money for Ballymac Kobe for Maxine Lock on the inside through the day. So 3 and 1 head the market. Let's see how they trap, and they race away, and off they go. 4 and 3, a bumping match. 6 is picking up by Nikhil Liam. Look at this. Goes to the corner in front from King Jackson, who returns second. In behind those is Ballymac Kobe, and then Romeo Tomcat, who's now beginning to make a little bit of headway down the back. The other two are out of shot here. Sign It Morgan and Colavani, and towards home, Nikhil Liam comes under pressure from King Jackson. Romeo Tomcat says, get out of my way. Romeo Tomcat hits the front off the final bend. Stumbling King Jackson in behind. Ballymac Kobe staying on. This is the deal. The real deal. Romeo Tomcat wins and beats Ballymac Kobe into second, and Sign It Morgan was in behind those in third. Well, they left it behind last week, the punters, at 1 to 3 on Romeo Tomcat. He'd been very impressive 7 days earlier, and he's had to work hard, he's had to dig deep, but he is a greyhound that will play a major part in the PGR Puppy Derby when that begins next week. He lands the short odds at 5 to 6 for Dave Firminger and Patrick Janssens. Let's have a look at this replay again, because there was a bit of contact early. 4 came across 3. Sign It Morgan, 3. Romeo Tomcat only 4th as they went to the bend. The pace up to the corner of Ballynakill Liam was particularly eye-catching. King Jackson was in a lovely position today, tries to get up the inside, but you can see now Romeo Tomcat is trying to burn them off. He's getting right into this, just needs an opening on the inside. They've left Ballymac Kobe behind, who will stay on trap 1, but here's where Romeo Tomcat hits the front. King Jackson just a bit wobbly, stumbling slightly, but Romeo Tomcat has pulled away and beats Ballymac Kobe into second.
I mean, he didn't get the best of luck out of the boxes, trap 3 Romeo Tomcat, but this lad is something special. 3 from 4 so far. I mean, Dave Firminger has been in the breeding game for a long, long time, and he's just throwing out dog after dog that seem to be champions.
He's a genius, Danny. He really is. He keeps doing it year after year. 6 months after 6 months, he gets these new litters through, and keeps bringing these dogs through, and that's a sign of a proper greyhound. He's had to work really hard there to do that. You see him come out, he's moved off. Whether he wants to be seen in rails, I don't think he does. I think we need to get a middle tag on him. Hasn't really given Sign It Morgan any chance. I thought Ballynakill Liam was going to make me look stupid.
So did I.
Before bends out.
I was cheering.
I think he's made me look silly here, but he's shown lovely pace into the third bend. He'll need the run. He'll come on for that, Ballynakill Liam. King Jackson's showing plenty of pace. Ballymac Kobe's run really well in defeat. But Romeo Tomcat, a proper performance. He's shown how he can do it both ways. He can win off the front. When he's got to work hard and dig deep, he's capable of doing it as well.
Yeah, he's shown how versatile he is. He's a gutsy pup. You can see that he's still a bit all over the place, doesn't really know where he wants to be, but he will learn on the job, Darryl. What a superb run.
Absolutely. Gets the juices flowing and the mouth watering ahead of the PGR Puppy Derby heats next week. Patrick Janssens, only runner of the night. How about that? And the 5 to 6 favourite, 28.30. So just what was that? A touch slower than the previous winner, but at 5 to 6, the bets were landed. Ballymac Kobe trap 1, Daddy in second at 7 to 4.
That was Division 1 of the Ladbrokes.com 480 puppy. I think we've seen quite a few nice types there, and there is the podium, and we of course have £300 and a trophy to the winner. Absolutely superb. What a dog. Gorgeous looker as well. I love a brindle. So superb scenes. He's got his rosette, he's got his jacket. He's so cute. I love these dogs, Joe. I just love them.
The best animals in the world, they really are. And, you know, Rhea will be delighted there. Rhea Tillett, who has led up Romeo Tomcat there, a massive part of Team Janssen.
Yep.
And what they do there with Cheryl, Patrick and Rhea. So she'll be delighted, a brilliant performance. We're going to hear from Emily, who's got Rhea, I imagine.
Thank you, Joe. I am indeed joined by Rhea Tillett with a very impressive Romeo Tomcat. It wouldn't be a night at Gone to the Dogs Live without interviewing you, I don't think. But, I mean, he was very, very impressive there. I had to work hard for it, but once he got to the front, he was strong this week.
Yeah, he didn't break particularly well, and I thought going into the first bend or just stay out of trouble, and he did. And he's got great middle pace, and he's really brave. He found a gap off the third bend and really went for it. So, yeah, for a young pup, he's doing us proud.
Like you say, he's got that early pace, but even watching his race last week, when he doesn't quite break and get in front, he's got so much pace that he's never out of a race.
He does. He's got a lot of all-round pace. Probably isn't the best track for him either. I think he'll suit a stiffer trip like a Toaster or Nottingham, somewhere like that. But, yeah, he's great.
You're still excited for your chances in the Puppy Derby next week, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he's won round here twice now, so... yeah, you've got to take your place in that. It's a great competition and great to be part of it.
And on debut at Central Park, he won something about 18 lengths. I mean, did that surprise you? How excited were you after that run?
We knew he was quick from his trials at Toaster when Tuffin had him, and his trial around Central Park was very, very good. So we didn't expect him to win that far, but we knew he'd go in with a good chance.
Lovely. Thank you, Rhea, and best of luck with him next week.
Thank you.
Superb to see Trap 3, Romeo Tomcat, make it 3 from 4 in his career for Patrick Janssens and Dave Firminger. I mean, they just fire winner after winner after winner. And Romeo is just synonymous with champion these days.
It is, and you've got exciting there, Danny, and you know, so that's exactly what connections will be with Romeo Tomcat. Dave will be excited, Patrick will be excited, the team will be excited. And when, like we said, when you're that young, you're that inexperienced, and you're showing different ways to win already, you've got a bright future ahead of you.
Yeah.
He's got a massive future ahead of him.
Especially when he's come out as wide as you could possibly go from box 3. Definitely not a railer, that lad, albeit he has cut in at the bends, which most dogs do, as we've seen plenty of times. So, we are going to go back in time once again. Oh, there he is, Trap 3. We're going to go back in time. I was just looking at the dogs because I love them. And to the 2021 Winter Derby.
And racing, fairly level break here. One comes away well, moves off slightly, as does 3, 4, 5 on the outside as they go around that first bend. It is 1. Kulavani Kaiser leads away. 4 now takes a flyer. Silent Ace goes on 2 lengths from Kulavani Kaiser. Then is Queen Jessie J in the third. A gap back to 2, 6 and 5. Silent Ace has gone on here. Is that Kevin Hutton we can hear cheering? Because his Silent Ace leads away by 3 lengths from Kulavani Kaiser and pulling away. 2 moves into second, but what a win for Silent Ace in the Ladbrokes Winter Derby. It was 2 that was second.
Silent Ace was the champion, of course, at 2021. Right, we're going to have a chat to Claire Butler from Home Run Hounds, who led up one of our races, of course, earlier on with one of the retired greyhounds that she has in the restaurant with us today, and she caught up with Emily Wallace.
Pleased to say I am joined by Claire Butler from Home Run Hounds, as well as 3 very special guests. Claire, welcome. Would you like to explain who the guests are?
Okay, so this young man here is Crossfield Larry, who is the 210-metre track record holder. Did it in 15:34. So he'll be making an appearance later on. So he's come up to say hi to all the crowds. And then behind me we have Johnny, race name Bang On Jeremy, who's going to lead out a parade for us this evening. And then this young man here is Sid Sliobdonet, and he will also be leading out a parade and hopefully raising the profile of what great pets retired racing greyhounds make.
So those two are retired and looking for homes. But of course, Larry is actually racing tonight in the last race, I believe. So he's still going, but going to be retired soon.
Yeah, the idea with Larry, he's at 94 races now because he loves it so much. We're going to get him into the 100 Up Club, and then obviously he'll come round to our side down at Monk's Path and join the ranks of the retireds.
Like I said, you're a part of Home Run Hounds, which I know has a great reputation within the industry. Can you explain a little bit about how it started?
Okay, so Home Run Hounds, I went for a coffee with Richie down at Monk's Path, and he explained that Aero was going to start training from Monk's Path, and he wanted to do something on the retired side, and would I like to do it? First response was absolutely not. You've got to be mad to open a homing centre because it's a thankless task. Much as it's very rewarding, it can be soul-destroying. It's hard work. You're 7 days a week. And then I went home, had to think about it, and I thought, here's my opportunity to put my money where my mouth is. I've always said if I could be in charge of the national homing model that, you know, I'd do X, Y and Z, and I suddenly got the chance to do that. So it was born in April 22. And then my partner Tracy came on board with me. We became a registered charity. We became GRS accredited through the GBGB bond scheme. So obviously we're getting lots of support, lots of promotion, which is what we need. We need to spread the word that greyhounds make the most amazing pets.
And of course, your charity has grown massively since you started a few years ago. How many sites do you have now?
So we started off with 8 kennels at one site. As of next week, we are 5 sites across the UK, and we have 75 capacity. So we turn them over as quickly as we possibly can. Obviously, you know, your tiny brindle bitches tend to go out a little bit more quickly than your big black dogs with a grey face. But we believe there is a home out there for every greyhound and a greyhound for every home.
And these two are here tonight. I'm assuming people get to meet them. Do you get a lot of interest through bringing the dogs to the track?
Always, yeah. It's wonderful for them to come out and meet the public. It's part of their transition from athlete to pet. They get used to, obviously, the smells of cooking, things that they don't normally have at kennels. And obviously human interaction, as you know, they get at kennels. They're used to cuddles and love and care. But it's just a different thing for them to experience. And the public get to meet them up close and personal rather than just watch them run round. So it's a nice night out for them as well.
Definitely. Well, let's hope Larry runs well tonight and they all find their home soon. Thank you, Claire.
No problem. Thank you.
Wonderful to hear from Claire, isn't it, with Emily a little earlier on. Those super greyhounds. If you're looking to rehome a greyhound, take one home for the sofa. You know what to do. You know who to contact. Now, here's the lineup for the next race. This is so exciting, isn't it? Ladbrokes.com, 6:30. Queen Georgia, Droopy's Clue, the big two from last year's Summer Stayers Classic, of course. Droopy's Clue winning the Ledger. We've not seen him since that Ledger win back in September. He is 7-4 for Seamus. Queen Georgia is 10-11. Camp Parachute 16-1. Droopy's Eunice, the Essex Vars winner, 10-1. That's a price. Man for Sterling at 7s for Mark Wallace. And Scammer, somebody's napped Scammer. Not sure who it is, but it's a bit of a price. 6-1 in the 7:39. Jason, what's happening?
March the 4th, that's Shrove Tuesday, and I can promise you there will not be as many flip-flops going on as there has been in this market today. Initially, Droopy's Clue was the favourite, 11-10, 15-8, Queen Georgia. You always thought that that was too big, and now they cannot get enough of Queen Georgia. It has been back and forth throughout the day, but odds on 11-10 on Georgia, and Droopy's Clue, the reigning Greyhound of the year, of course, twice the St Ledger champion, won the Summer Stayers here, beating Queen Georgia as big as 2-1, an incredible price. Throw Droopy's Eunice, Essex Vars winner in here. You've got Danny Snap in here as well, Scammer. And never mind Greek mythology, this really is the Clash of the Titans.
It is indeed the Clash of the Titans. Queen Georgia against Droopy's Clue, and I am with the young gun Scammer on the outside. Unexposed, exciting youngster. Well, I'll say youngster. He's 2.5, but he's only had 8 runs so far. He has been backed as well. He was 7-1 when we started talking about the race. He's 6-1 now. I mean, I put massive letters next to Droopy's Clue. Superstar. That's all you need to say, because that lad really is sensational.
He is, and going back to the summer here, Danny, in August, the Summer Stairs Classic,
Oh.
catching Queen Georgia
What a
in
run.
that final. It was an absolutely unbelievable race, one of the races of the year.
Yeah.
It really was back in the summer. He caught Queen Georgia. I thought she'd done enough. She chopped him off at the third bend here, and I thought she'd done enough on that night to beat him. But Droopy's Clue doing what he does. He won a St. Ledger when he was lame.
I know.
He hasn't
I
been
know.
seen since that. He is an absolute champion. We've got to enjoy and congratulate these dogs. And look, hopefully he returns in with a bang. 29.15 Hove, 29.21 at Hove. That tells me he's in good order. This is a stepping stone for Droopy's Clue. Potential ground of the year, 2024. Potential stare of the year, 2024. Can he get off to a winning mark here?
I mean, I hope so. My heart says I want Droopy's Clue to come back and absolutely dominate here, because he's had enough time off the track to really get himself back to race fitness, and he's in great hands, isn't he, with Seamus Cahill. Look at that tail going. He can't wait to be back on track. Droopy's Eunice, I'll say, is the best turned out. So Droopy's Eunice is best turned out here for Maxine Locke in race number 5 for Miss Ramsey, which is who's
Congratulations.
yeah, congrats, £50. So trap 1, here she is, Queen Georgia. She looks ready to go for the KSS Syndicate. She's a daughter of Droopy Sydney out of Queen Jessie J, regally bred and absolutely superb. She's 50% here. She's reached 5 Cat 1 finals, and she's got 1 crown, the 3 steps at Sheffield last year. Trap 2, Camp Parachute, is unexposed over 6 bends, only had a couple of runs so far. Unexposed in her career, 13 runs to her name, 2 wins for Mr. Watton and Paul Hermes. And here's Cluedo. Trap 3, Cluedo, Droopy's Clue for Seamus Cahill and Keylight Hire Limited, 2-1. He's not been that pricing since probably his debut. Unbelievable. Droopy's Eunice, she is a 6-time Category 1 finalist and the Essex Vars winner of 2025. We saw that earlier on in the show. She's got guts and determination for Maxine Locke and the JR Racing Syndicate. We've got Trap 5, Mad for Sterling for the MWD Partnership and Mark Wallace, who have got 2 in the lineup, the last 2 in fact, 8-1 at the moment, and reached 2 Cat 1 finals over 6 bends so far, and he knows where the camera is. And Trap 6, Scammer, my nap of the day. Malachi and Bobby's Magic, October 22, only had the 8 runs. He's won 5 of them, and he's looking for a hat-trick. Very, very exciting Greyhound.
I can't believe, Danny, people are listening to you. 5-1
Woohoo!
from 7-1, the Nap Scammer. There's money for Scammer. He's a really unexposed type, and again, connections think a hell of a lot of Scammer going forward. Now, whether he stays his trip at the minute, I don't know, but I think in time he definitely will. He's a really nice type Scammer for Mark Wallace, the MWD Partnership. I'm with Queen Georgia. Would I want to be on a 10-11? Absolutely not. She was much bigger earlier on in the day. I'd want to be on the bigger prices. She's very short now. But the blessing with Queen Georgia, Danny, she's so trappy over whatever distance she runs over. And you see there, we turn around, we see that short run to the corner, Danny. From trap 1, if you get it right here, that's got to be worth 2-3 lengths.
Yeah.
And if she can pop off the front here, she's running well, she's in good form. I think she can lead a May call in what is a fantastic 6:30 race.
I can't wait for this. This is one of my highlights
Brilliant
of the day.
race.
I mean, 1, it's my nap, and 2, we've got the Clash of the Titans, as Jason said, and maybe one of the unexposed types could just spoil the party. Obviously, I'm hoping it's one of them. And I can tell you, he's been backed all over the place, Scammer. I put a bet on earlier on. I got about 15-2. I've just had a look, and he's 4-1. So, yeah, he's
4-1 is money for him.
Getting really well supported, but...
This is one of them, Danny. You know when you're waiting for the car to come out?
Yeah.
When you're scrolling through, you see this race, you go, oh, wow, what a race.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. This is, honestly, sit back, enjoy this. All 6 of these could easily win a Category 1. This is a brilliant race. Let's see what happens.
It's a cracker.
Oh, it's an absolute belter. If we paid to get in, Danny, it would have been worth the admission alone, but we sneaked in over the fence. 9-4 now, Droopy's Club. I mean, Joe's saying Queen Georgia 10-11, all the values gone back to evens. I've looked it up. It's 35 races, I think, since Droopy's Clue was this sort of price. You're talking about a Derby heat in 2023. Are we really going to let him go off at 9-4? Here's the bunny on the approach. We're about to. The starter ready to check them over. Ladbrokes.com, 6:30. Money for Scammer. Finest in the Essex Vars, of course, behind Droopy's Eunice. But most of the focus, of course, on 1 and 3, with all due respect to the others. Here's the bunny for the Ladbrokes 6:30. That short run to the corner. Who will bounce out best? Here we go. Georgia. She got a 1 for Sterling. Is coming to grab Scammer. Mad for Sterling and Scammer, and then Camp Parachute was back in 3rd. but a race unfortunately marred by Queen Georgia, the very popular daughter of Drupis Sydney for the KSS Syndicate, and the McNairs breaking down early on. There she is, being carried away. She will get the best attention, of course, back in the kennels from the on-course veterinary surgeon. What a finish we had, though, at the end of the race, with Mad for Sterling getting to Scammer in the dying strides here for the MWD partnership and Mark Wallace. Let's have a look at the finish. We picked them up, of course, after that unfortunate early incident. They were beginning to cluster here, and it was Scammer who took that initiative going down the far side and leads the way here for Mark Wallace in the MWD partnership. But it was going to be the kennel companion, Mad for Sterling, who would launch that late charge, a semi-finalist in the Summer Stayers Classic here last summer, switching to the outside, gradually getting to Scammer. Here comes the line, and Mad for Sterling has seemingly timed it spot on, with Trap 2 back in third, Camp Parachutes.
Scammer, of course, leading a fair bit of the way here for one of the, obviously, races of the night, but marred by the fact that Queen Georgia has been carried off the track. She was managed to be stopped at the pickup after the first, lap, and she is going to be checked over by the on-site vet. And that is, you know, it's the highs and lows of this sport. You know, she's trapped out like an absolute good thing, and we don't know the injury yet. We will try and find an update at some point throughout the show, and she will be whisked off to the vet straight away, because that's what happens. You know, we have a vet on site. We have to have a vet on site all the way through trials, all the way through a race meeting for these unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah, it's a part of the sport we hate, Danny. Unfortunately, it happens. And what I will say, I weren't watching the race after we've seen Queen Georgia go wrong, and I want to say credit to all 6 Catalans on parade, because every single one of them tried to stop Queen Georgia down the far side and make sure that she was picked up and she didn't carry on. So massive credit to all 6.
Yeah.
And people, you know, people have a lot to say about this sport. People care about this sport, and people involved care about it. So massive credit to them. They've got her off the track. Okay, she's been picked up and took off the track, Queen Georgia. It looked like a hawk. I must say, it looked like she's done a hawk out the second bend. Yeah, it looked like a hawk. But we'll see what she's done. She'll be given the best care and attention. Look, Mad for Sterling took advantage and Scammers led and took him along. But if you ask Mark Wallace, you ask Mike Davis now, they couldn't care about that. No. They want to make sure Queen George is okay, as we all do. Yeah. Good performance from Mad for Sterling. Massively dampened by what's just happened to Queen Georgia, but she'll be okay.
We've got a result through for the 7:39 at Monmore. Darryl?
Thank you, Danny. Yes, a 1-2 for Mark Wallace in the MWD partnership. A bit of a sour taste in the mouth for all of us after the incident with Queen Georgia, but it is Mad for Sterling. If you were fortunate enough to back him, he's returned 11-1 in a time of 38.05. Scammer second at 4-1, and Trap 2 Camp Parachute finishing in third.
We are now going to head from Darryl to me to Hobbsy as another part of our team. Of course, he is caught up with Mike Burton.
Welcome back to the Monmore restaurant, and I'm joined by a very special person. This is a gentleman who played rugby to a very high level. He was played for England. He also played for the British and Irish Lions as well. His name is Mike Burton. He's a fantastic greyhound trainer as well. Now, based in Gloucester, but attached to Valley, which is the Welsh track. And of course, the news this week really was a shot across the bows of this sport, and we are very angry about it. And I think you more than most.
Yeah, well, I'm attached there. I've done a lot of schooling, my pups there, and I know all the people there. And they're all grafters. No one's driving around in a Rolls Royce around the valley. You know, people graft, they love their greyhounds, they look after them. And I think they're affronted that this should happen suddenly. Somebody's done a financial deal behind closed doors. No one knows anything about it. No one's been open or told us anything about it. And then it's announced. And it was announced simply to coincide with the fox hunting ban 20 years ago. So there was a bit of fanfare about it, you know. And I thought to myself, look, somebody's got to speak up and say so, which I was prepared to do. I don't really want to meddle myself in politics, but this is not fair or equitable, and I don't think it's constitutional, because they've not looked at any of the other sports in the UK or in Ireland or wherever they want, or in Wales, and what they've done is isolated ground racing, tried to take it off, and I don't think it's going to work. When it comes to the legislative stages, I think they'll struggle to get it through.
And it's the misinformation that generally has really got greyhound racing's GOAT, I think, all of us.
Yeah, because this so-called sort of a collection of names that they've got, I mean, other people on there, how many Welshmen are on that? It's all from like Mexico and America and all points west. They've gone around and collected all these signatures from other countries, and they said, so we'll apply this to Wales, shall we? And so that will have to be brought up. If it goes to a high court, those documents must be scrutinised so that we can now sort out what they're saying, whether it's true, but we know deep down that it isn't true.
That battle will go on, I know that. Now, what I also know is that Droopy Superstar played an blinder in the heats, and he's now in the final, and he's up against some very, very good dogs, but he's a terrific dog himself.
Yeah, it's a very good race, and I was just talking to some of the other trainers, they're all looking and saying, well, we're all being respectful of one another, and look, I'm so delighted to be in it, and if he runs well and represents our kennel to a good level, I'll be grateful with that.
And he has beaten the favourite, of course, in the heats, 18-1 winner.
He did, yeah. If he gets any sort of a hold, I don't think you can count him down as a break. There is a break in him, so I mustn't worry about that, because if the 4 gets away and meets Gary the Arb on the first bend, my fellow will be there. And then we'll see what happens. But do you know what? If it's a clean run race, I think the early pace boys will be favourites to win it.
So this is the Ladbrokes Winter Derby tonight, but you've also got aspirations for the Puppy Derby here.
Yeah, well, we've got Droopy the Lad, and he's just come second to a very good dog, one of Kevin Hutton's, and he took a bit of a knock on the first bench, showed great courage going up inside the leader, and I've got high hopes for him. He'll be in the first round next week, and he's one to keep an eye on.
And as two proud Englishmen can just about celebrate scraping past the Scots in the rugby.
Yeah, well, we haven't beaten them for about the last 6 matches, so I'm very pleased to get by with that. When we got here, we were having something just after kennelling, and there was a big screen downstairs, and I saw that. I had a cup of coffee and watched this, and I'm winning them over the line. And Scotland, they defended so well. It was obviously 1 point. It was a very, very close game, and England, I can't say they were lucky to win. I thought they put a lot of pressure on, but they were at home, so they should have done. The worst part is I shot for Arsenal and we lost to West Ham. So I've not had a good day, really.
A mixed day. Mike Burton, always a pleasure. You're a legend of the game, my friend.
Thank you.
Great to hear from Mike Burton and Hobbsy there, of course, roaming around the restaurant. Who will be his next victim? We'll find out soon enough. But it's Emily Wallace next, who has caught up with somebody that we will find out shortly. But, I mean, it's...
That's the longest 5 seconds-ish I've ever had in my ear, ever.
I know.
5-ish, 4-ish, 3-ish.
And
2-ish.
apparently it's put me right off. Right, Emily Wallace, let's see who she's caught up with this time.
So I can go. Winner of race 5 was Mad for Sterling. I think I heard someone say that he was my favourite dog, and he definitely is. It was a race marred with trouble, and he just took advantage of that, really.
Yeah, it's really sad to see Queen Georgia go wrong there. I mean, we can only hope that everything's okay with that dog, and we feel for connections, but we can't do nothing about that. And Mad for Sterling has again showed why he's such a prolific winner. He gets involved in races, and he's never without a chance when he's anywhere near the front there. And Scammer ran very well, but couldn't hold him off in the finish. And another good victory for Mad for Sterling. He's piling them on over the last couple of years. He's a really good dog, but fortunately with connections of Queen Georgia, obviously.
Yeah, we're joined with Mike Davis as well, at the MWD partnership. Mike, like we said, Raheem, as he's known in the kennel, he's won plenty of races, and hopefully he can continue to do so.
Yeah, we love this dog. He's a fantastic dog for the kennel, and such kind nature. He'll be all over you. He's jumping all over us if we let him. So no, we love him to bits. So he's a great dog, grand servant for us. Just like to say, to echo what Mark said. Queen Georgia's going to get the best treatment she can, and we'll just the connections that we feel for. So yeah, it mars the victory a bit. So yeah, thoughts with her.
We're getting ever closer to the final, of course. Run Popper ARS from Trap 4. Are you excited for that? We've got a good chance.
Oh yeah, let's look forward. Yeah, he's. We think so much of this dog. We think he's a Derby dog. So let's see what he can do tonight. He's got really no excuses. If he can trap level, we expect him to lead at the bend. And it's so hard to win Cat 1s. And all the connections are worthy to be there. So the finalists are all great dogs in their own right. So let's look forward to him.
And Dad, we're going to have a few runners tonight. Who else are you looking forward to seeing tonight?
Yes, certainly the final, yeah, and then we've got a great stayers race, the 684, which is a real special race tonight, and we've got two great dogs ourselves in it. Mongoose Wild's the up-and-coming young stayer at the moment, and has done nothing wrong in his races so far, winning them all. And Bombay Nut is really good. He won round here last, or a couple of times ago. He's a good dog, and I think we're going to hear. He's only young, Bombay Nut. He's only a February dog, so there's a lot more to come from him over this year. I think we'll see him in hopefully a few big finals.
Have to mention Ballinakill Liam as well. I mean, he ran a great race for his first race with us, showed some nice early in what was a top class race, so hopefully he's a promising one for the future.
Yes, showed terrific early there, which gives us hope for the future. Whether he stays the trip really strong, we'll find out in the next few weeks, but hopefully he was a bit disappointed he got stuck in the top division there, but that early pace was fantastic, and hopefully that gets him in the competition first of all next week, and we'll see how he progresses during that competition and afterwards.
Lovely, thank you. Fingers crossed for proper ARS in the final.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, Mad for Sterling winning our latest race here at Monmore Green at Greyhound Stadium. Look at the love. I mean, Emily loves her dogs. We know that. We all love our dogs as well. We just don't get up close and personal as often as she does. Now, I have got to do an update on the tipping competition, of course. We've had a record number of entries of 343, and at the moment we have tied at the top of the table Mark Sampson and Mel Aspin, both on £13 and 8 pence. David Rose on 11.25 with Denise Lakey and Gerald Jordan, along with Jeffrey Welsh and Richard Russell, and then it's 10.63 and less the rest. So we've got plenty still to come in the tipping comp. You have not been ruled out yet. What's coming up though shortly, we'll go and head back to the betting ring to see with Jason.
Bizarre happenings here in the betting ring. I've just been talking to owner's rep to the GBGB, Ian Foster, about Fisherman's Friends and how they compare with Sherbet Lemons. But enough about that, because we've got a behemoth, a real superstar of the game coming up here, King Memphis. But not just one superstar, of course, Churchfield Sid. Crossing swords, as they did in the semi-final of the Derby, Churchfield Sid came out on top on that occasion with 6-1, 11-8 on King Memphis. Much, much closer now, 13-8 on King Memphis, actually drifting, and they are coming for Churchfield Sid into 9-4. There's unknown quantity. Scooby the Boss, will he start, won't he start? Sometimes he does. You've got Ahmed Dahi. I'm sure that Emily's told you Dahi means swiftness and nimbleness, so living up to the name there. But the one I like for the cast, there's no point putting Memphis and Churchfield Sid together. King Memphis to win, and Toolmaker Note. Kim Billingman, Hein, as she is now, had our first winner. They're always in form around here. We'll get the run of the race. If Memphis shoots off, Toolmaker Note for second. I'm playing the cast, but the story of the race, King Memphis, weak in the market.
Trap one, Toolmaker Note, though, has had plenty of experience in Ireland. Just the 3 runs over here for Kim Billingham Hine. King Memphis is on his return. He's not been seen since October. 7-time finalist, including the Derby, where he missed the kick last year, but he is a superstar. Trap 3 is Swift Underwater, 3-time semi-finalist in the Cat 1 sphere for Mr. Chadwick, Mr. Hewitt, and trainer John Lamb. Big price 22-1, but he is 9 from 17. Trap 4, Scooby the Boss, eager to get on with things for Mr. Noble and Nathan Hunt. 7-1 shot, has got plenty of speed, but he's not quite got the record yet. He's 1 from 3 over here. He's only won a couple of times over in Ireland. We've got Trap 5, Armour Dotty, who's got plenty of early pace for Mark Wallace and the MWD partnership. 7-1 shot. Could be an interesting runner here, Armour Dotty. And Trap 6. He loves Monmore, Churchfield Sid, the Winter Derby champion of 2024, and he is the best turned out as well. So, Richard Rees and Mr. Evans, who owns Churchfield Sid, twice a Cat 1 champ here at the track. Right, it is looking busy. Wow, we've got a few faces there as well. I can see Steve Nash, our superb industry photographer, Jim Kremin, a stalwart of the Greyhound scene as well, and plenty of other famous faces in the Greyhound world. But it's busy, people are having fun. We're having fun though, Joe, as well.
Is that Barry Gibb in there as well?
Looks like it.
The white suit. You can see him in. That's definitely Barry Gibb in the suit. There he is.
So we have got 6 dogs going to post. Joe, can King Memphis return with a win?
I think he will, Danny, yeah, but Armour Dotty in 5, an interesting runner. Bags and bags of early pace.
Yeah.
Now, if a track's going to suit Armour Dotty, it's this one. Fast 480, trying to get loose, but Churchfield said, one more specialist, we know he is. He loves it round here. Didn't quite work out for him in the first round of the Winter Derby when we got 17 railers through in the middle. So I'm going to be with King Memphis. His return in fantastic style. So 2 for me. But again, Danny, just sit back, enjoy. This is a cracking race.
It's a belter, Darryl.
It's an absolute belter, isn't it? King Memphis 4-9 earlier in the day, drifting to 8-11. But he is a dog who goes well fresh. We've not seen him, of course, since that narrow defeat in the Kent Derby final at Central Park in the autumn. He was a Derby finalist, so, of course, was Churchfield Sid, who just loves this place, this Wolverhampton circuit. Might be race on then. Ladbrokes.com 480 Division 1. Market leaders in 2 and 6. They race away and off they go. Churchfield Sid with a bundle of early on the outside is going to scoot clear. Swift underwater on the inside. King Memphis getting buffeted about and drops back to 4th now as Armadathi goes into 3rd and starts to make a bit of progress. So it's Churchfield Sid then, the Monmore specialist, who leads by about 5 on the approach towards home. Armadathi in 2nd, 5 in behind. 4's running on Scooby the Boss. 2 picking up late in the day. King Memphis for next time maybe, but down the straight Churchfield Sid at his favourite track Monmore, and he's scooted right away to beat Armadahi in 2nd and Scooby the Boss back in 3rd. Well, those of us who took on Churchfield Sid, myself included, are probably wondering how on earth we did that. Billy Evans and Steve Evans, of course, and Darryl Bears Charge, who was 4th in the Derby, first past the post in the Winter Derby last year, won the Ladbrokes Gold Cup in the summer of last year round here, and just absolutely loves Monmore, and so he's proved again. He's shown fantastic pace. He gets to the bend. He makes the race his own. Let's have a look at it from the start. Eyes are on the 2. King Memphis, who just took a beat or 2 to get going. Meantime, Churchfield should have scooted clear 3. Swift Underwater taking the path of King Memphis, putting him under a little bit more pressure as Armadahi moved into 3rd. Starts to make a bit of progress for Mark Wallace down the back. But at this stage, there was no catching the leader because Churchfield Sid has yet again shown just how he and Monmore are best pals, and Churchfield Sid bounds away. It's fists in the air from the crowd. They were all on. 5-second Armadahi and 4 Scooby the Boss 3rd.
He is an absolute sensation from the boxes, Joe. He bangs out here at Monmore. He was just unlucky, I think, not to reach the final.
Yeah, just the going on the night of the first round. Just you might as well not have turned up with wide runners in the first round. They just couldn't lift a leg, and you see what he does there, and that's Churchfield Sid at his best. You know, he's beat a decent field there, a very good field. King Memphis in 2. He's shown a lot of pace, and the sign of a good dog, King Memphis. Look at the pace he shows from the 2nd bend to the 3rd bend to try and get competitive. He's never ever going to get to Churchfield Sid. He's not going to get to him, but he shows a lot of speed. Churchfield Sid and King Memphis, but he loves this place. His record round here is just astronomical what he does. And well, Jackie's there in the podium just watching the replay back. And, you know, £50 for Jackie. Kenland,
Yeah.
best turned out. When they look that good, Danny, they perform well, don't they? And he's performed fantastically well there.
He really has. He's basically had a solo trial around the track. He's not seen another dog. No one's got in his way. It's going to be a good time, this. I'm quite excited to see exactly what he has recorded here, because he's not even stopping as they head to the drop. He is something else. King Memphis, first run since October, creditable as well. I think he will obviously come on for the run. Right, I think we've got the result, Darryl.
Yeah, and the time is not half bad, is it? 27.95. That is sharp. I think that's the 2nd quickest time of the year behind Gary the Arb, who did a ridiculous 27.71 last month. But 7-4 the winner. The money was down. Churchfield Sid. Armadahi's run a good race in 2nd for Mark Wallace. Progressive type at 9-1. Scooby the Boss in 4 was 3rd.
So, Churchfield Sid, twice a Category 1 champion here. He, of course, won the Gold Cup last year. He won the Winter Derby last year as well. And look who's turned out everybody on the podium for this lad.
And 2 years ago, Danny, when he was 2 years next month, when he was, 15 lengths clear in the semi-final of the Puppy Derby there, when it all went wrong for him, that has turned him. It's weird, that injury has turned him into a really strong running type here. And, you know, that day was gutted for Connections. 15 lengths clear of that 3rd bend. And what we were watching, we haven't seen before. You know, and, you know, he had that problem. He had an injury. massive credit to Connections there, Richard, Jackie, Charlie and the team. To get this dog back, to win big competitions and to keep competing with these and beat them, massive credit to them, and credit to the dog as well to keep doing it.
Right, we're going to go to Emily. She's with the winners.
Thank you, Danny. Yes, Churchfield Sid has won race 6 here at Monmouth. We'll get a word with Jackie. Obviously, we know this means a lot to you. You were screaming at home in the middle.
Yeah, I was. Because, you know, I felt slightly like people had wrote him off. He came here 2 weeks ago. He needed that run and he didn't get it. You know, he got turned at the first bend. So that was how it was. We just came here short of a run. And it was lovely to see him back. You know, there's a little bit in the paper about he's not the dog he used to be, and it hurts a little bit. But the dogs do the talking, don't they? So, yeah, look, we're always proud of him. But, yeah, he's still as good as he was, yeah.
Well, he won the Gold Cup here last year, which obviously wasn't that long ago. So we know he loves the track, and that break was probably one of his low 420 sectionals. When he does that, he's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, exactly. And look, the first heat he drew, as you know, it was an unbelievably hot heat, wasn't it? You know, and he just didn't get the break he needed that night, you know, and he got a wallop at the first bend. And I don't think the track on the outside was as good as it could have been that night, but there you go, that's dog racing. But to come back and show what he can really do is, yeah, it's really nice for everybody. Yeah.
And I'd say you're hoping for a break like that for Now It's My Turn later.
Absolutely. Another Trap 6 break like that would be absolutely amazing. Yeah, look, he's done the owners proud and us proud to get to the final, and yeah, anything else is a bonus, yeah.
Well done with Sid and best of luck later.
Thanks, Emily.
We're also going to have a quick word with Basher Watts. Spoke to him at Romford and Nottingham. Now you're at Monmouth. How does it compare?
Oh, it's a fantastic evening. When you look at it, massive grandstand. We're lucky enough to be in the restaurant. The view you get there, it's fantastic. But it's like a proper derby night atmosphere here. Like the oi-ois are loud and proud, and it's a cracking evening.
And I presume you're filming for your social media tonight. So what are you up to, and where can we find that?
Yeah, of course. So make sure you go onto Instagram or YouTube or Twitter. Basher Watts. We're doing honest ace punting. We show the winners, we show the losers, the reality of the sport. It's all good fun. We're doing well so far, Em. I don't want to curse it, but I think we're 4 from 5. So yeah, we'll take that. And hopefully, for any of you that are following my channels, Bish Bosh Bashy runs tomorrow at Yarmouth. Hopefully, he gets his first winner for us.
I was going to say, you now own a dog as well in the syndicate, a dog that we know well, of course, Dixie. Yeah. He's coming very, very close, so hopefully he can do the business for you tomorrow. But how has it been owning your first Greyhound?
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I think, because for those that you don't know, I have 6 horses, and sometimes you wait 4 months between a run. He's running every week. So, I mean, I'm clocking up the miles because I'll be staying overnight in Wolverhampton tonight. I'll be getting in the car first thing to see him at Yarmouth tomorrow. But it's fantastic. You know, it's great entertainment, great fun. It's affordable. And yeah, he was beaten by a head last week. Hopefully tomorrow he can get over the line.
We're getting ever closer to the Winter Derby final tonight. Have you had a look? Do you know who's going to win?
Well, I think I'd be crucified if I didn't say the 4's going to win. I think it's between...
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's between the 1 and the 4. I don't know. I think 4's probably got that pace. If he pings, I think 4 will do the business. Who do you think?
Well, I'm hoping 4 as well, if I'm honest. So I hope you're right. Thank you, Basher.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
Thank you. You too.
Great lad.
I am thrilled that he has wanted to get involved with greyhound racing, and I think we're really using him to the best of, you know, he's an influencer, he's great, he's believable, he's one of those people where you just like, you really want to back him and you want to see what he's going to do next, and we also want his dog to win. Come on, Bish Bash Boshy. We really need him to win because he's been touched off so many times, and it's just like, come on. You can do it tomorrow. He's clocking up the miles for you, so we really need him to win tomorrow. Right, so we are going to look back now at the Winter Derby semi-finals from last week.
They're off, and a pretty level break, and 6 leads from 1 and 2, then comes 4 and 3, and as they go to the first bend, it's Proper Aries out in front, is crowded at the back, in second is Droopy Superstar. And they're clear of Queen Georgia on the inside of Scoopy's Boss, and the back marker is Droopy's Extra Good. But round the second half bend, out in front is Queen Aries by a length and a half to Droopy's Superstar, who's giving good chase. Off the final bend is Proper's Aries. Going to go trap the line. 6 to winner, 1 second, 4 third, 6 1 4th. Here's at the traps. They're off. And 1 and 6, Mr. Break 3 with a narrow lead from 4. 1 recovering well, then comes 5 and 6 round the first bend, and Romeo Steele's railed into the lead. From Gareth the Arbin second, then comes Jetstream Angel, who's just in front of Iamza Sydney, in the back marker is Millbank Boiler. Round the second half bend is Romeo Steele. We're trying to challenge Gary the Arb, and here comes Gary the Arb over the top of Romeo and Sting into third as I am to Sydney. They're on the in now, and Gary the Arb's running on well for the winner, 5 seconds. Close for third, 3 and 1. They're off, and 3 and 1 missed the break. 6 and 4, so early pace from 5. Then comes 1, 2 and 3, and round the first bend, it's Keyfield Rocky going on by a length, and now it's my turn. Then comes Untold Ruble, Unanimous Leon. Droopy's Pivotal at the back marker is Sunnyside Broxy. But round the second half bend, it's Keyfield Rocky, but only just from Now It's My Turn. In third is Unanimous Leon, and Droopy's Pivotal running on. And Droopy's Pivotal's come through to take it. 3-way go, 3, 4 and 6.
Superb semi-finals from last week. I am really hoping that Proper Heiress bangs out and makes all.
Droop is
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! I'm going to get it wrong. Right, we have got. I mean, that view is just superb. I keep looking at it, going, yeah, I kind of wish I was down there. Trap 4, Proper Heiress, 10-11 favourites, 7-4 for Gary the Arb, who's done the quickest time this year over course and distance. 6-1 Trap 3, Droopy's Pivotal, who's unbeaten in 4 here at Monmore. 10-1 for I Am's the Sydney, and 2-14's Trap 5, Droopy's Superstar, and 6. Now it's my turn at double figure odds as well. Right, I think we should head back to Hobbsy.
Well, thanks, guys. Welcome to Gary the Arb's table. Trainer Belinda Green is here. Suffice to say, this greyhound is in the form of his life. Would that be right, Belinda?
Yes, fair comment. To be fair, he started this year exceptionally well. So we did a lot of work with him last year, obviously, as a puppy campaign. Ironed out any issues we had, and now, you know, it's all going well.
Drawing Trap 1 in a field of railers on paper, it's great.
To be fair, we'd have been quite happy with 6. As long as you're at one of the bookends, then you're quite happy. Quite often get a lot of scrimmaging on the inside. So no, we're happy enough.
He's in tip-top form, as is the kennel as well. It's a busy weekend, Toaster tomorrow.
Yep, it is a busy weekend. Obviously, we had Thursday at home as well. So look, we started Thursday off well with Baywatch Bullet winning. So we had cap 1s, 2s and 3s this week. 3s ticked off, so hopefully we can do the other 2 as well.
Well, Matt Bullet, of course, going for Team Green in the Greyhound Racing UK Northamptonshire Sprint at Toaster tomorrow. But we've got to talk to Gary Smith, the owner, and young Reggie. I'm going to come to you in a minute, Reggie. Gary, you must be so proud of Gary the Arb. He's absolutely flying. First off, is Gary the Arb named after you?
No, not after me. Obviously, my name is Gary, but it's a long story. I work with a gentleman called Gary the Arb. I'll cut it short. He said he was a good judge at the dogs. I offered to take all these bets one day. He lost a load of money. I went to the home sales, picked up Gary the Arb. Everyone said, you know, take the mick, call it Gary the Arb. There we go.
Fantastic story and a fantastic greyhound. I mean, he's absolutely flying, as I said to Belinda.
Yeah, like you said, last year it was all a learning curve for him. He was putting him in all the big competitions, you know, he was learning as he went, put him away for the winter. He's just come back a better dog. Absolutely fantastic dog, brilliant dog.
How do you see the race being run?
Would you want a head answer or a heart answer? Both. I don't think he can get beat, to be honest with you. And Trap 1, if he can break like he has done the last couple of weeks, I don't think 2 and 3 have got the pace to lead him up to the bend. He'll go to the bend, give 4 a nudge, and it'll be oi all the way.
Good luck, Gary. Good luck, Gary Smith, and the best dressed young man, Reggie Smith here. That is a fantastic T-shirt. You know, we've got a best. We've got to see the back of this as well. Sean, our cameraman, there you go. Come on the Arb. We've got a best turned out award for the Greyhounds all in the 9 races this evening, but I think you win it hands down. Is Gary the Arb going to win?
Yes, he is.
What's his kennel name? Is it Gary? Is it Gary? So Gary's going to win, yeah?
Yeah.
The red jacket, you're going to be cheering loudest when it hits the front?
Yeah.
Right, Reggie, top man, and thank you very much, Gary, and to Lindy as well. Good luck to Gary the Arb, and he's definitely the best. I want one of those. I'm not too sure I can fit into that one.
Intriguing race coming up, the Ladbrokes.com 264. It's like Hobbs's travel plans here. 4 locals involved. New in Soley, 2-1 with the sponsors this morning, is being very, very well supported. Into 5-4. Paradise Sky is going the other way. But if the locals know anything, and they're a shrewd bunch here, it's New in Soley. I didn't know not to take on Churchfield Sid in the last race. Look, I've done my lines. Never take on Churchfield Sid.
Never ever take on Churchfield Sid here at Monmore Green Greyhound Stadium. Now, Hobbsy's napped in a sprint. Unbelievable, really.
Yeah, but his is 5-1. Yours was 2-7 at Nottingham. Just going to keep throwing it out there. But you did win, Danny. You nat won, so congratulations to you. On with 4. Tully Murray Dillon was 6-1, 4-1. Very, very trappy. People can't see what Danny's doing here. You're just staring at me in disgust. But I didn't put the 2-7 nap up. You did.
Shush. Right, I'm with Guzzler here. I love Guzzler. I've called him home at Nottingham a couple of times. And this lad, if he gets on the back foot, if he gets a bit of trouble, he's really gutsy and he's really game. He's not the biggest, he's only just touching 32 kilos, but he seems like he's a big unit because he really does ride trouble quite well. So if there is any scrimmaging on the inside, or even if he gets involved a little bit, he should be one to maybe pick up the pieces. I mean, he won at 16-1 last week, and it was a really good run at Hove. So I really like him. I think he's overlooked quite a lot in the market these days because he's a bit of a scrappy kind of runner, if you know what I mean.
And he's always been in with the top class, so that's probably why he's the price he is. Favourite in 3, New in Soley. 2, second in the category 2, Puppy Comp at Sunderland. Was a finalist in the national sprint as well. Puppy finalist at Romford. Consistent type. Best turnout. Serene Highway for Richie Tabernac. Congratulations to Richie.
Darryl.
Thank you very much, Danny. All the money is for New in Soley. 5-2 earlier today, 11-10 just before the off for Kim Billingham Hine. Paradise Sky, who's had, a couple of runs, I think, since October, from June to October, and then since then, drifting at 3s on the inside for Brian Thompson. Here's the bunny, Ladbrokes.com 264, all over in a flash. Here comes the hare. Trap's about to open. They go. Away they go. Cree Jojo got away, but New in Soley with more early dash. Paradise Sky is going to thrust its move on the inside as they go to the corner. Then comes Tully Murray Dillon, and in 4-2 got shuffled back Serene Highway. It is New in Soley trying to land a few bets. Paradise Sky in second. That's all it will be. New in Soley smashed off the boards, wins, beats Paradise Sky, and Tully Murray Dillon was back in third. The punters, they knew, as Big Gary would say if he was with us tonight, and it's New in Soley for Kim Billingham Hine. The money was down through the day. National Sprint semi-finalist, and a greyhound who, has been placed a few times. Did win a D1 pretty impressively here back in January, and has won this when it mattered most in the big race of the night for the sprinters. Paradise Sky in second. Run well, actually. Hardly any racing. We're not seeing her since a run in the opening round of the Oak. She's run okay. She speeds up on the inside in the red, but New in Soley got by Cree Jojo, broke quickest, but that moment of glory was gone. And off the corner, New in Soley is leading them home, switching outside. Paradise Sky has caught the eye for next time, maybe, for Tully Murray Dillon back in third.
New in Soley has landed a few bets. I mean, he'd had 3 wins prior to today and 8 seconds. He'd reached a couple of decent finals as well, and he's bummed out, Mador.
Yeah, 3 finals over 4 bends, 2 bends. He's a fantastic ground, a really consistent type as well. Deserved that 4th victory there from 23rd start. That'll be plenty more going forward. That's a really good run against a decent field. Paradise Sky has run a big race in defeat. Tully Murray Dillon just couldn't quite clear the early of New in Soley, but a brilliant run. Them head-on cameras are brilliant.
Oh, I love them. Absolutely love them. I mean, you can see everyone's going full tilt, swinging off the bend in a sprint, and 3. I mean, as you've just alluded to, he goes over 4 bends as well. No one's going to back run him.
No, not at all. And look, Paradise Sky's tried her best. Couldn't quite today. She'll improve for that run. She's a really nice pitch going forward. As you said, Danny, a very stop-start. Hasn't been seen since October in the Oaks, but a brilliant performance.
And here's the result.
And we've got a local winner, haven't we? We've got a Kim Billingham Hine, keeping Monmore on the score sheet with New in Soley. Remember, 5-2 earlier in the day, 11-10 favourite, 15-32. Beats Paradise Sky at 100-30, and Tully Murray Dillon Trap 4 was in third place.
Right, we're going to go back in time. We're going to go 3 years back, in fact, to 2022 and the Winter Derby. Who won it? Let's have a look.
And they're away and they're racing, and Burnchurch Mick has pinged the lids to lead up in the early stages from Jaguar Macy in second. Back in third place we've got Ivy Hill Sky High, and then Druid Song improving towards the rear. Bull Run Norris, and the back marker is Call Me Steve. But opening up down the back it's Burnchurch Mick, showing tremendous middle pace. He's 4 lengths clear from Jaguar Macy in second. There's a 3-length gap then to Ivy Hill Sky High and Druids on Song off the last bend. Burnchurch Mick, Jaguar Macy within 2 lengths now, but it's Burnchurch Mick who makes all to win the Winter Derby.
Burnchurch Mick was the winner in 2022, but who's going to win tonight? We're not a million miles away. It's our next race.
14 minutes away, Danny.
Can't
15
wait.
minutes or 14 and a half minutes. 14 minutes, 28 seconds. We'll know who our winner is.
14 minutes, 27 seconds and 95 milliseconds. Anyway, we have just got Newin Soley on the winner's podium here. He has won his 4th race of his career for Mr. McCarthy and Kim Billingham-Heim. Great to see plenty of people on the podium for our trophy. I think it's a trophy. Let me have a look, because it is. It's £500 and a trophy. Bonus. Absolutely superb. So our next race will be the big one, of course, the Ladbrokes Winter Derby at 8:31. But first, we're going to head back to Emily.
Thank you, Danny. A very, very nice sprint race there, and we've had an impressive winner in the form of Newin Soley. We'll talk to the owner, Alex McCarthy. He must be very, very happy with that.
Yes, of course I am, yeah.
He's had 23 races now. That's his 4th win, but that probably doesn't do him justice because he's always running in good races.
He's usually in 5 or 6, which he obviously wants 3, doesn't he? But he's a middle seed, but these days, whenever you go anywhere and you see the middle, you're always in 5 or 6, aren't you? You know, because everybody seeds the dogs rails, and when they're not rails.
Well done. He's got his trap tonight, and he's showed that's what he wants. So we'll talk to Kim Billingham, the trainer, quickly. As we just said on the show, a local winner tonight.
Oh, yes, yeah, he's run really well. As Alex was just, referring to the trap draws, that's been the real frustration with this dog for us. You know, he really wants 3, 4 maybe, and of course, getting the middle seeds, you stuck out in 5 and 6, and it's cost this dog quite a few times. You know, the national sprint, I think, at Nottingham, had he had a better draw, I think he'd have gone awfully close in that. So he won a graded race, a graded sprint several weeks ago out the 3 box, because I expressed, the problem we're having with him, and I trying to seed him rails and they won't let me, which I understand, but it's typical. We could do with the seedings really changing ASAP for the likes of this dog. I mean, it doesn't pay to have a middle seed, and you probably know. So he's done it right tonight. He's broke level, showing great pace, and I think he deserves it. It's been a fabulous dog for us. So
Definitely, like I said, it would be nice for him and many other dogs something done with the seeding. So. Yes. Dogs like him don't have to be stuck out in 5 and 6 when they don't need to be. But I mean, now we know if we see him in 3, then we want to get our money on.
He certainly likes 3 round here, so it's really nice, and it's always nice to have a winner on your home track, isn't it? Of course, and Alex is a great supporter of our kennel, so I'm thrilled for him as well.
Lovely, thank you, Kim, and well done.
Thanks very much.
Great to see the winners getting the winning treatment on the podium here at Monmore Green at Greyhound Stadium. Now, it is the big one coming up at 8:31. We're not far away, and Hobbsy has found some connections in the restaurant.
Welcome back up to the restaurant here at Monmore, high up in the grandstand, and Droopy's Pivotals table. Of course, trainer Maxine Locke, she's just, I think, one of the most in-form kennels in the business at the moment. Rob Howard, the JR Racing Syndicate, Gavin O'Mahony as well, very well connected to the kennel. The kennel is absolutely flying at the moment. 3 runners at Newcastle on Thursday. I know the final was won brilliantly by Droopy's Deploy, but nevertheless it just underlines what great form you guys are in.
Yeah, the kennel's in fantastic form, and the Deployed dog on Thursday was a good winner, but if you watch the replay back, we was ever so unlucky not to go close in that. Maxine doing a fantastic job, and we're here tonight, another final. It's great after Eunice landing the Cat 1 at Romford, so it's a good start to the year.
How do you see the big final?
It's a very, very tough race. I mean, all dogs, I can make a case for every dog. Telsby pivotal tail, we call him at home. He's been running exceptional. Now Harry's been winning from where he's been at the first bend is amazing. If he turns close, I think we'll have a chance. Gary the Arb's been running fantastic. If he fronts, it'll take some dog to back run him. So it's going to be a really good race.
Rob, thank you very much. Let's have a chat to Gavin here, very key member of the JR Racing Syndicate. Thoughts on the final initially, Gavin?
Just delighted to be in the final. There's top dogs everywhere in the final. Mark's dog is a serious dog, a very strong running dog. So actually, for once, there's no massive early pace as such. So it's great to be in the final. He's a very good dog for us. We've been delighted with him.
And as Rob said, Ballymac, is it Lucia or Lucia?
Lucia.
Desperately unlucky, I thought, at Newcastle. But again, it just shows you how well you guys are going at the moment.
Yeah, in finals, you need that bit of luck. And it's great to see the dogs running very well. Actually, I came away from it and our dog that finished fourth. I was more excited about him because he had to go over our dog at the first bend and then ran on super. That just shows you the form all the dogs are in. So it's exciting. Everything's exciting about Greyhound racing. We love every minute of it. We're going well. Yeah.
And that is so fantastic to hear. The last time I saw you, very briefly, was at Romford. Droopy's Eunice winning the Essex Vale. She's out tonight as well. It's again a high-quality contest.
It just goes to show when you're in a race that she's in tonight, the calibre of that race is just phenomenal. But to say that she's up there, she's so special. She's loved in the kennel. She's the boss of the kennel. Maxine's, they call her princess. They call her everything, actually, to be fair. She's exceptional for the kennel. And again, a big shout out to the Dumfies back in Ireland as well, who actually sent over these dogs to us again with the Ballymacs as well. We've got a good connection with these people back in Ireland, and we're very grateful that they're trusting us to look after their dogs when they sell them on, because they want to see them doing well as well. So again, it's very, very good, but she's special.
Hey, Maxine's doing a fantastic job, and there might just be a little bit of a surprise later on. Just whisper it, but more to come later about Droopy's Eunice. Win or lose, you're going to have a good night.
Very good, yeah. We'll have a good night anyway. This is Greyhound racing. Thanks very much.
Droopy's Pivotals table. To the Momo restaurant, busy, connections all being well looked after, including this table. But they're then used to this, would you believe, is Iams of Sydney's 8th Category 1. He must be one of the most popular greyhounds in training. He's certainly one of the most consistent, and I think cheerleader of the Iams of Sydney fan club, Lorraine Banning, is here. Good journey up?
Yeah, it's about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. We're here now, made it in time, so, hope for the best. He'll do what he'll do. He loves the final, so, he knows we love coming to a final. It's just consistent and wonderful, so...
He's used to the big occasion, and you are as well. You look very calm.
Oh, very calm. I like being the outsider. It's quite nice. Relax a little bit more. It's when he's favourite, you kind of get a little bit more, the pressure's on you. The pressure's not on tonight at all. You do what he wants to do, just safe run and, enjoy his steak late, and that's it.
He's known as one of the strongest runners, really, in greyhound racing. So this 480-metre trip is on the sharp side, but conditions underfoot probably do suit him. It is a bit more of a test now.
Yeah, you'll see. He needs to break, doesn't he? He needs to break. If he breaks, that's it.
Whoever gets 3 on the first bend, I think, wins. And he's got as much chance from trap 2 as anyone else.
John's had a winner already. John Monk.
Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't realise that. Oh, right. Okay, good.
Yeah, saw that. I watched it in the car. I was watching God's live in the car.
Steve, you're getting very used to these sorts of occasions with Iams of Sydney. Any competition he goes in, he seems to get to the final. I thought it was about 10, but it's an 8th final, apparently.
Yes, it's 8th one on the trot, so I think it's 8 in total. Obviously, he's only won the one. He doesn't owe us anything. And his mum, Sass at home, is very proud of him.
He broke the track record winning that gold collar as well, so when he does win one, what's the clock?
Yeah, if he can do that again tonight, there'll be no stopping him. Particularly over the 480, so that was over 550, 540.
You have a look further ahead. I know that's obviously ultimately John Mullins' decision, but in terms of race plans afterwards, you're going to have another crack at Toaster?
No, I was discussing that in
the car saying, because he's done literally, every month since September, he's been in a Cat 1 final since September. So I'm thinking, what's happening in March? So maybe.
Look, you guys enjoy it this evening. He has a big fan club, Irons of Sydney, and he's running in the Ladbrokes Winter Derby final.
And it's minutes away, of course, £10,000 up for grabs, and the prestige. Gary the Arb well backed all through the day. We know how he loves Monmore. 27.71, ridiculous time earlier in the year. 7-4, Amster Sydney, 8-1, 8 finals on the spin. That's fantastic, isn't it? Droopy's Pivotal at 7s, unbeaten so far. Never been beaten here in 4 races. Proper Heiress did brilliantly from 6 last week. 10-11, Droopy's Superstar. It'll be wonderful for Mike Burton, wouldn't it? And the 7 Racing Club at 14. And now it's my turn. It's Richard Reese's race, and he's had a winner already at 16-1, Danny.
It's excitement time because it's the best race of the night coming up, of course, at 8:31. It is the Ladbrokes Winter Derby final of 2025. £10,000 awaits the winner of this race. Now, Trap 1, Gary the Arb, Belinda Green and Mr. Smith, as son of Dorota's Wildcat. Only his second Cat 1 final. Champion Stakes was the other one. Trap 2, Irons of Sydney, has got the track record at Crayford, over 540 metres, never to be broken. John Mullins and Iams the Boys Syndicate representative is Iams of Sydney. Trap 3, Droopy's Pivotal, is unbeaten here at Monmore from 4 runs that he's had for Maxine Locke and the JR Racing Syndicate, and he reached the Derby semi-final as a puppy. Trap 4, Proper Heiress, a proper dog. He's got early pace, he's the Olympic winner, he's 8 from 14, he's going to ping and go, hopefully from box 4 for Mark Wallace and the MWD partnership. Trap 5, Droopy's Superstar. This is his toughest task to date, this lad, for the 7 Racing Club and Michael Burton. But he's 7 from 20. He's got 8 second places. That is some record. And Trap 6, Now It's My Turn, has attracted a bit of support. Was 22-1, now 16-1 for Richard Rees, who knows how to win this race. Second Category 1 final. The other was the Champion Stakes. This is, Joe, a sensational lineup.
Brilliant lineup, a fantastic race. I'm with Proper Heiress. A napping 4, I'm with Proper Heiress. I think he leads, I think he makes all. He starts, he stays, he wins.
Fingers crossed. Right, let's go to Jason.
There is a genuine buzz about the race for the big one, the Ladbrokes Winter Derby final, and there's a schism between those here, the punters here at Monmore, and the great unwashed outside this place. Because I tell you, I have been doing a vox pop, doing the wisdom of crowds, and here everybody's for Gary the Arb, who is being supported 7-4 into 2-1, and Droopy Superstar. But Proper Heiress has gone odds on. This is a mature market, been up all week, but they've made Proper Heiress odds on, and it's Droopy Superstar and Gary the Arb for the punters here. Proper Heiress off track, and late money, Iams of Sydney.
Cannot wait for this. This is the highlight of the night. 8:31 is going to be the time. 2 minutes away. Look at the people that were waiting to see who's going to be crowned the 2025 champion.
It's what's nice about Danny. We've been waiting for this all night. We're soon here. We said it would fly by. Ground racing, when it's like this, flies by. Yeah. This night has gone so quick. Before we know it, it's 8:30. Fantastic final. Good luck to all 6 connections. A brilliant final. I've had a $5 each way on Gary the Arb at 150-1 for the Derby.
Ooh.
If he wins here in 27.80, that price is half at least. So I thought I'd take my chance. $5 each way, 150-1. See how he gets on tonight. But Proper Heiress could be shorter than 33s40 after this. If it is a demolition job, that it could well be.
I mean, I just think it's going to be. The splits that he's put in, 4:38, 4:39, 4:38, 4:37, he's just so consistent. He is the model of consistency. He's a proper dog, 10-11. And yes, he is an heiress, but he's also a dog, not a bitch, which is what I called in the first couple of races, I think.
He is, Danny, and what we've seen in this Winter Derby is not that fast 4 bends, early pace, going to lead and win. Droopy's Pivotal coming from last to first to win. Gary the Arb coming from behind. Iams of Sydney coming from behind. These strong running types. Droopy's Superstar coming from behind to qualify. You know, this is a different Winter Derby this year that we're used to. When we have that early pace, fast 480 track, leads and wins. This has been different this year. But we've got a cracking race, honestly. They're going, I can't wait for this. Bring it on.
Bring it on, Daryl.
We're bringing it on, Danny. They are going in. It's the Ladbrokes Winter Derby Final 2025. All the money has been with Proper Heiress, but back to evens. There's a bit of evens if you want it. 10 to 11 into even money again. And Gary the Arb shortens again. Gary the Arb 5 to 2. The start of the week now 13 to 8. 8 to 1 is Iams of Sydney. 9's is Droop is Pivotal. Big prices, Droop is Superstar. Now it's my turn. 14's and 20 to 1. The handlers walk away. They can do no more. The Greyhounds are set to be the stars of the night in the Ladbrokes Winter Derby Final. Here's the hare on the move. Favoured in 4. Proper Heiress cheated the draw from 6 last week. Can he ping out in front? Will Gary the Arb break first? We're about to find out. Here comes the bunny from the Monmore feature. And they're racing, and Proper Heiress has got an absolutely brilliant start. Oh, has gone clear in a manner of strides. Gary the Arb turns second, in behind Iams of Sydney in third. They're followed next by Droop is Pivotal, the inside of Now It's My Turn, and Droop is Superstar, but the Superstar is in front today. Proper Heiress is about 6 or 7 clear. Gary the Arb is trying all he can to make the margin at least a respectable one. Then comes Iams of Sydney, and Droop is Pivotal, but in front, Proper Heiress had this one within seconds. Proper Heiress has bounded clear, beats one Gary the Arb, and Iams of Sydney was back in third. What a run that was from Proper Heiress for the MWD partnership. The winner, of course, of the Olympic at Hove back at the end of last year. A finalist in the Blue Ribbon, a semi-finalist in the Eclipse, and this was some show from Proper Heiress. We'll be checking those Derby markets with Joe, no doubt, shortly, but even money favoured has absolutely bounded clear. It was all over in a flash. Proper Heiress has beaten Gary the Arb, who's run a respectable race, as he always does in second. Iams of Sydney in third, but it was all about this moment when the boxes opened, and in strides, Proper Heiress has gone. Yes, there wasn't an awful lot of early pace, perhaps, in competition, but by golly, with a start like that, it probably wouldn't have mattered who was around him. Proper Heiress, he won from 6 last week. He got a great start on the outside. He was in 4 today, and he has charged home for a 9th career win. And how well has he done this? He clocked the second fastest time of the year in the semi-finals. We wait to find what he's done here, but what he has done is a demolition job.
Gee whiz is all I've got to say. Proper Heiress. I mean, I said beforehand, he's a proper dog. He's got early pace. Those are my 2 key things that I said. This boy, he was, 4 or 5 lengths clear at the first bend? I have no more words for this lad, Joe. He's sensational. He's just a real, I think, going to be one of those dogs that people are going to come out to see. I think he's making that profile because he absolutely bangs out from wherever he is. It doesn't matter what box he's in. He was in 6 last week. He's in 4 today. He's absolutely smashed out the boxes.
Joe, well done. He's a Derby dog as well.
Yeah.
He starts, he stays, he's strong. 33s for the sponsors, Ladbrokes, for the Greyhound Derby. That has to go soon. If you've got an account, get on that 33 to 1 because that is going to go. That is an unbelievable run from Proper Heiress. A brilliant training performance. Congratulations to everyone involved. A fantastic run. 27.57.
Wow. Right, we're going to go to Emily.
27.57. I just heard that from Joe. I mean, the time doesn't really matter, but wow, Daniel, we're very happy.
Yeah, definitely. It's just a fantastic run. It was when he's come out like that. It's it's all over really. It's a great race, but when he's come out and led like that, no dog's going to beat him. And definitely not doing a time like that. So yeah, absolutely over the moon.
We weren't overly sure if the track was really going to suit him. I mean, he was amazing throughout the Olympic, and it's a very different track, but fair to say he's got better and better with each run round here.
Yeah, definitely. Like the 480 round here is probably plays more to dogs with real top early pace, but he has got real top pace. We thought it was probably a bit sharp for him, but he's a professional dog. He's all class, and he's very versatile as he's shown there, and he's just a fantastic dog. Yeah.
I think you're going to be struggling with your voice for the next few days, so let's go get the trophy.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, goodness me, we knew it had to be a fast time, but how fast was Proper Heiress? Well, he was 27.57 fast. That is the second quickest time ever over the Monmore 480. And if you're asking the question, of course, who's got the quickest time? Ballymac-esque. It's not bad to be second to Ballymac-esque. Evans favourite, Gary the Arb 13 to 8. Iams of Sydney back in third. We've been wowed.
We have been wowed. I mean, 9 spots off the track record, second fastest time ever. I can't wait to see the split time as well, because that was,
It's got to be a 4:25 split. And what we're saying here, Danny, 27:57. He's doing that in the winter, by the way.
Yeah.
This is the winter derby.
Yeah.
This isn't the Gold Cup, or heading into the spring and summer. This is it's still quite cold. This track's only going to get quicker as the year goes on. 27:57. That has to be a 4:25 split.
Yeah.
It's got to be around a 4:25
It's got to be
split, which you
4:20.
don't see anymore here,
No.
really. Since the boxing changed, it's very rare to see that. That was unbelievable. Oh, honestly, it takes your breath away, that. But that's why we love the sport.
Yeah.
That's why we come out. That's why people churn out and travel to see that. Because that is worth witnessing in the flesh.
And that's the thing, and that's what we need, in this sport. We need the space jets, we need the proper ARSs that people come out and see for the one-offs, for when he just comes back from, having a little bit of a break because he's having a couple of weeks off or whatever. He is going to be one of those dogs. He's going to transcend, hopefully, into the general public, not just the Greyhound public.
Absolutely, and I hope, Danny, they don't do it, but I want firms to start respecting this dog in the anti-post market, because he was 8-1 for this competition.
Yeah.
He couldn't have been 8-1. He had to be half of that 4-1. He was 14-1 for the Olympic. This is just brilliant. And we've got Barry Gibb on the podium.
Yeah, so we've got everybody there. Emily's there, of course. She is part of the MWD partnership and the Mark Wallace training team. We've got James Brodie there. We've got Keen Barry there. We've got Mark Wallace. We've got Mike Davis, I think, holding the trophy. Maybe he's hiding. Dan Wallace, of course, who's led up proper ARS. So everybody on the podium, all smiles. And this lad is, look at his coat. He's just unreal. He's such a shine on him.
Yeah, Paul Mason, stadium manager as well, and Tony Williamson, the racing manager at Monmore as well. Just brilliant seeing them there, seeing this. Paul with Tony with a big smile on his face, Mike with a massive grin on his face. He'll be in a good mood at Tota tomorrow, which is good after what he just seen his dog do there.
Absolutely. Right, let's go to Emily.
Well, proper heiress, Harry as we know him, the 2025 Winter Derby winner. Mike, like I said to Daniel, times are time, but 27:57, the second fastest time ever, I believe.
You always look at the Monmore clock as a stamp, the stamp of the 480 clock. And to do that today, after so long that clock stood, to even get close to it, it's amazing. But it's a cherry on top. What he did here, what he's done here today is shown what quality he is. And we've got to go to Derby with him, haven't we? He's such a lovely dog too. And he's at his peak. So, yeah, I'd just like to thank everybody in the kennel. I know everyone works so hard. So, this is for them, this one.
There wasn't loads and loads of early in the race, so he was always going to have a nice chance of leading. But when he comes out like that, it's just relief.
I think you could hear me in Birmingham or even back at the kennel, because we wanted a level break because we knew his early would take him to the lead, I think, at the first bend. But when he went too clear out the boxes, it's like, what do you do but shout your lungs out? So, yeah, we're delighted with him.
Well done, Mike. We'll speak to Dad, Mark Wallace, trainer. He's already got a great CV, as I've been banging on about all night, and he only started racing for us in September, so the fact he's now got a second category run on there, he's just very special, isn't he?
He is. I would say without doubt he's the best four-bend dog I've had since Blonde Snapper, I would say. And he could well be as good, if not better than him, and we know what Blonde Snapper did back in 2012, so let's hope in 3 months' time he could be that sort of dog that can get us that third Derby title for the kennels, and obviously for the first one for the MWD partnership would be special. We're the sport's going to be all about the Derby in the next couple of months, and I think he's a genuine contender. And if he traps like that every time, it's going to be very difficult to beat.
He certainly is, and I said to Daniel as well as we were walking to the presentation area, you weren't 100% sure that you were going to enter him, but each run he's had round here, he's just got better and better.
Well, that's what trials are for, and we gave him a trial round here first to see if he'd handle it, and he flew around 27.80 odd, and as soon as he did that, we was definitely going to enter him. He got a bit lucky in the first round and just managed to qualify, but semi-final he was better. We've had a good week with him this week. Bron Mills has gone over him and myself and all the team. and he's been in tip-top condition all week. And credit to Mike, everybody at the MWD, and of course all my staff back at the kennel. And fabulous win tonight. You know, the Winter Derby's a good title to have, like, you know, and you know, that was a good final tonight as well.
Lovely, thank you, well done. And just a very, very quick word with Daniel. You're excited for a few months' time, the Derby?
Yeah, definitely. Like he's an obvious Derby contender, I think, and he's a very fast dog, and hopefully we've got a few nice other ones to go with him. So yeah, very, very, very excited. Yeah, it's great to have dogs like this in the kennel.
Lovely, well done, and well done, Harry.
So placid, these dogs, aren't they, when you've got people coming at them and, you know, on the podium. I know Mike's at the kennels a lot anyway, and he is just a sensational greyhound. Look at him, look at his coat. I mean, that is the sign of a healthy dog. He's absolutely loving life. I have to say as well, I really like the collars that the MWD partnership have. That's just superb. I can't wait to see him at the Derby, because he's going to go to the Derby. There's no way that he can't go to the Derby, surely.
He's a massive player, Danny, and he's at the minute, our leading UK hope.
Yeah.
In that, he really is. But do you know what, Danny? Having that man at the end of the lead, Mark Wallace,
yeah,
it's worth a length or two out of the boxes.
Yeah.
The dogs missed a break in the Essex Vars final at Romford. He had 4 in there, and they didn't come away. You know, he had the wrong ones that did trap. But he's in the ilk here of like the top best trainers we've seen. He gets these dogs out in these big finals, no matter what draw they're in or where they come from. Mark gets these dogs out in finals, and when you're doing that, I want to see that section. I haven't heard it yet, but wow.
Now, we've not only had, you know, the Cesarewitch, the Essex Vars, we've had a puppy final as well recently. The Northern Puppy Derby final was on Thursday night at Newcastle, and we can have a look at the lineup, which was superb, to be fair. And it's you know, it's the dogs of the future. I love the puppy races because, 1, they are slightly unpredictable. 2, you can get a dog that it goes completely under the radar. That didn't quite happen in this race because Droopy's Deploy, 8 to 11 favourite. Well, we're going to have a look and see how he did it.
And they're off, and it's a great start from Yahoo Maisie has burst out here. It's Yahoo Maisie from Swift Bullseye as they're going through the opening bends of the contest. A bit of scrimmage in there, and out in front it is Swift Bullseye. Now Droopy's Deploy is making chase with Ballymat Lucia in there as well, with Greenwell Tyson trying to find a knockout blow as they go around the third and fourth bends. It's Droopy's Deploy who's out in front, and now putting further clear is Droopy's Deploy from Swift Bullseye and Ballymat Lucia. Droopy's Deploy takes the win. Droopy's Deploy is an impressive winner.
Superb winner he was for the Northern Puppy Derby on Thursday. Droopy's Deploy, a name for the future, but Ballymac Lucia, who I put up for William Hill, I love her. She's a real battling, gutsy type, and she's come on the wrong side of a dog when she's coming to win it.
Yeah, Swift Bullseye, you know, if you're connected to Droopy's Deploy, you've probably got a Swift Bullseye. You've got to thank him because he's kept her out of the race with Ballymat Lucia. She was desperately unlucky. She's come to win the race at the third bend and the fourth bend. She got took off the track there by Swift Bullseye, sorry. She's going to have an exciting future over 6 bends. But we'll see Droopy's Deploy, as we heard, coming for the Derby as well.
Yes, indeed. The Derby market will be firming up and hotting up in the next couple of months. That is for sure. Now, we have got 2 more races still to come here on Gone to the Dogs Live, brought to you from Greyhound Racing UK. What a great night. What a great night out it is, Joe. I don't know what that was.
You're going to mank on me again.
Sorry, it only comes out every now and again. But super scenes in the restaurant, everybody having a good time, loads of people as well. It's absolutely packed out. There is Mike Davis of the MWD partnership talking to James Brodie. We've got Keane Barry there as well, and bunches of flowers being given to connections too.
And with sponsors, 33 to 1 has become 20 to 1. Proper heiress with Ladbrokes for the Star Sports TRC Greyhound Derby. That price has gone. Danny, that is no surprise after what we've seen there. And it's someone's birthday. Many happy returns.
It looks like a 60th, just a couple of boxes away from us. Happy birthday to, I didn't catch the name in the song, but very happy birthday to the 60th birthday, 2 boxes down from us here. Right, we've got Division 2 of the 480 metre Ladbrokes.com trophy. Daryl, who runs in this?
Here's the 6th then, Danny, kicking off with Vixen's Filofax, who I think it's very well drawn here. Brian Thompson's charge, 11 to 4, 10 from 19 in opens at Monmouth. That's pretty impressive. Crafty Alejandro looking for more success for the MWD partnership, and Mark Wallace on British debut at evens. Longacres Magic in the 3. Pat Ducey, another local runner, who's won 7 from 15, righty in 4, but probably wants to edge in for John Mullins at 6 to 1. Catch 'em Flawless. Could Kim Billingham High get another winner? First open race at Monmouth over the 480 for this grey, and he's won big prizes at Toaster and Mavis Boy. For Maxine Lock on the outside at 22 to 1. Let's find out what Jason makes of them.
Tale as old as time, true as it can be. It's Beauty and the Beast. It's my nap, the Emily's nap. She has got Crafty Alejandro, who she'll know a lot about, of course, and had been supported. Just bounced out a little bit, was bounced into even money, now out to 11 to 10. But Vixen's Filofax, remember back to Toaster in the Derby final night, Greyhound Traders, second to Gary the Arb, no less. So handy form there, and is holding up. 9-4 from 11 to 4 now. Also money for local Longacres Magic as well. So a very, very competitive heat indeed.
Cannot wait for this race. It is going to be super. But there is the 60th celebration. Happy birthday. And there's the cake as well. So brilliant. Happy birthday. 60. And they are celebrating at the Dogs.
Best way to do it.
At the Dogs. So this is where you need to come, especially on a night like tonight when you see some proper dogs going paw to paw, ripping up the sand here at Monmore Green. Right, we've got the 847 coming up. It is race 9, of course. Crafty Alejandro's an interesting runner for Mark Wallace and the MWD partnership. Has recorded a couple of decent times, I think, over in Ireland. He's got experience. It says, he's not raced yet, but he has in Ireland. He's 3 from 13.
I hate that. I hate when he says that. No runs, no first, no second. He's had plenty of runs in Ireland, and including, Danny, a 28-21 at Shelbourne over 480, 525 yards. So, yeah, this looks ideal for him, Crafty Alejandro. Whether he'll need the run, I don't know. I think he probably will. 28.54 trial, beating Ballymac Taylor. This trip wouldn't be for her, so that's a decent trial from her in defeat as well. Albeit she'll be going for the TV trophy coming in. I'm going to be with one Vixen's Filofax. Got a good draw. Loves this place. Loves track 1 round here. I think he can hold lead and make all.
Okay, so Vixen's Filofax is the one for Joe. It looks like it's going to be between the inside runners. Daryl, who do you fancy?
I fancy Vixen's Filofax, Danny, on the draw here, who's had the benefit of a run back. We've seen, haven't we, tonight, the grounds who've not run. King Memphis, Droop his clue to pick a couple, perhaps needing the run. Maybe Crafty Alejandro will be in the same camp, having not run since December. Mind you, having said that, we're talking about the MWD partnership and Mark Wallace, who've already doubled up tonight. And Joe was telling you about the 33s became 20s, proper heiress for the Derby with Ladbrokes. I'm seeing there might be a bit of 28s with the Derby sponsors themselves still out there, but you've got to be quick if you want it. Hope Ben didn't mind me mentioning that. Here's the hare on the move, Ladbrokes 480 Division 2. Bunny approaches. 480 metres, 1 lap of the track. Probably won't go as fast as the previous race, but they might go pretty nippy. And there goes Longacres Magic, who's got away from them for Pat Duce as they charge to the bend for Vixen's Filofax, the red dog on the inside. Catch 'em Flawless took a little nudge in orange, and then Crafty Alejandro in trap 2, now sharing third. At the back is Mavis Boy and Righty, and they go towards home. And Longacres Magic for Pat Ducey leads the way here as they go towards home. Winter Derby, a semi-finalist off the bend. Vixen's Filofax is trying to close it down, though. Longacres Magic, Vixen's Filofax within a length, but it won't be enough. 3 will take it. Longacres Magic, Vixen's Filofax in second. We think Catch 'em Flawless might have third, but it's very tight for the minor honours. But Longacres Magic has come home good here to take the 847 Division 2 of the 480. It was the Winter Derby heat that Longacres Magic got knocked out in back on the 8th of February, but has won this one today and won it nicely. That's 5 wins from 8 over the Monmore course and distance, and deals with a late charge of Vixen's Filofax, who was making late progress. So it is a local 1-2 here. It might be a 1-2-3 if Five's got third, but we'll have to have another look at that because it is very tight. There's Longacre's Magic, lovely pace up to the corner, made the race his own as they went round the first bend. Vixen's Filofax in the red, just nudging into Catch and Flawless, trap 5. Crafty Alejandro trying to make a bit of progress, but we've seen tonight, haven't we, the grounds have been off for a while, perhaps benefiting from the combat runs here. Crafty Alejandro a little bit squeezed for racing room as Vixen's Filofax closes down, momentarily looked a threat, but as they straighten up, Longacre's Magic starts to do enough in front and power away. 3 has beaten 1. It is close for third.
Superb effort from Longacre's Magic, who I said literally speedy from the traps was my note against this dog, and he's lived up to it.
Yeah, you were right, Danny. He's flew out the boxes. 1 and 2 have missed a break and then come together slightly. That's allowed Longacre's Magic to get clear. He's run a burster in defeat, Vixen's Filofax, I must say, to get as close as he has. Just never thought he was going to get there, though, and that's the thing with Monmore, that fast 480, when you get off the front like that, you can kind of, you just hold on. You know, he's probably going closer to 28-10, 28 dead, something like that, and that's enough to hold on. You just see there 1 and 2. You know, they come together. That's allowed Longacre's Magic to get clear. And a brilliant performance for Pat Ducey. We've had the split, Danny, the proper heiress. 4:23. Well, has he started?
Joe, shut up.
Has he started 5 yards from the line? Because
started where Rob Crawford did on the Sheffield Handicap. No, 4:23.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Wow, that is some run. That is electric, especially like you say in winter ground as well for the Winter Derby. Longacre's Magic, though, going back to this runner for Pat Ducey and Mr. Hingley, and trained by Pat as well. 50% strike rate this lad's got now from 16 runs. And Darryl, that was something special.
That was a rattling good run, wasn't it, from Longacre's Magic at 28.41, 3-1 the winner, beating Vixen's Filofax at 9-4. It was Righty who got third, so a credit trap for Righty with third in, it's not really a penultimate race already. Gosh.
Absolutely superb. Ling long.
I can't wait till we get our bloopers at the end of this year. There's going to be so many bloopers here.
Just from this show. Trap 3, Longacre's Magic, has been a credit to Connections as well. He's rarely been out the front 3. He's had 8 wins now, 3 second places in 16 starts. Happy Connections as well. Smiles all round. He's won 500 quid in a trophy for Division 2 of the Ladbrokes.com 480. Vixen's Filofax, he's run a cracker for second place as well. But it's all about the winner, Emily.
It is indeed all about the winner. This winner, Longacre's Magic. A very, very impressive winner. We're going to have a word with Pat Ducey, the trainer.
He doesn't do much talking.
No? Do you want to do it? As we just said, it's been in really, really good form, and this proves it.
Yeah, he's nice. If it comes away, he's a nice dog. He's a nice dog, and I think that was a tough field tonight to be in with. So, no, I mean, over the moon.
I can imagine.
The 2 young lads there, we were sitting there one night, and they says, if you ever get a dog called Magic, he says you'll be good. So I'm blaming these 2 here.
You've got them to thank, but ran well behind Queen Georgia in the heat of the Winter Derby, and then you pulled him out of the semi-finals, didn't you, because of the draw? Yeah. Like you just told me, you think of a lot of him.
Yeah, we think a lot of all our dogs, but like if there's a dog there that you know is desperate for the rails, you wouldn't risk him, and that's the thing. Like so. We live to race another race, and it's proved well for us.
Exactly, it's paid off. You've come back and been very impressive on the finals night.
Like he took his chance tonight, and when he's out on it, he's a nice dog. So.
And you think he'll have a bright future as well?
He's old enough now that there may be the future how he is now, but look, we'll see. Well, so I'm over the moon.
Well done, congratulations, you too, Pat.
Pat's happy as well. Definitely happy.
Lovely, thank you.
Everybody's happy with Longacre's Magic, who has won our 9th race on the card, 8th race here, of course, on Gone to the Dogs Live, brought to you by Greyhound Racing UK. Now, another thing brought to you by Greyhound Racing UK is the Northamptonshire Sprint, which saw the semi-finals last week. We've got the final tomorrow, but here's the semis to relive.
Off and racing. 5 missed in a smash start from Pavilion Team. Kept on this by 1 and 4. It's a freeway drive. 6 says Showtime. 4 can't get round 1. The first one's got round now. And Trap 4's half a chance. 6 and 4 in a furious one. Here comes 5 making a freeway go. 6, 4 and 5. 6 All Heart again wins. Pavilion Team and Yahoo Megan and Ewan Soley just in by. It's a cracking sprint. And this dog is just an absolute epic win machine indeed. He's gone a long way clear to drop.
Here with Sid Hewitt. Kennel Hand to champion trainer Mark Wallace. Just had the first semi-final winner of the Greyhound Racing UK Northamptonshire Sprint, this former Pavilion Team. Sid, he's the one to beat in this competition now, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. You know, his form at Toaster here is very, very consistent. So he's done it the hard way last week, but this week he's come away running, and very impressed with that one.
And the time now, 15:68. Happy with that?
Yeah, 15. So happy with that. I mean, he's a little bit quicker than that sometimes. Maybe the track's a little bit on the slow side today. I don't know really, but yeah, no, happy. Listen, winnings is what it's all about more than times.
Potential then to perhaps go quicker in the final.
Oh, I'd hope so.
Absolutely. Would you say he's the one to beat? If he tracks like that, surely he's going to be very difficult to beat.
Yeah, it would be. I mean, but there's still some other very good dogs left in it, and you know. Like I say, he's got some real good Toaster form behind him anyway, so he's going to be difficult to beat if he comes away like that.
Yes, fair to say he loves this place.
Yeah, it is, yeah, definitely.
Sid, good luck in the final.
All right, lovely, thank you.
Off and racing. 1 missed it under siege early. 6 went boom time at the box. He tries to commit to getting around 4. 4 defends the middle. Got round. 1 got checked out, dropped out, and it's 6 out. Left alone in front. Been a clinic from the front. 4's re-engaging. 6 though. All Heart digs deep. Fends the 4 off just. 2 never nearer in third. So Trap 6 led it with me. 11 to 2 in a 9 to 2 in a 4.
Joined by Reggie Older, trainer of Let It With Me, the winner of the second semi-final of the Greyhound Racing UK Northamptonshire Sprint. Reggie, what a run.
Oh, beautiful run. Beautiful run. Yeah, lovely.
And Reg, can this bitch go all the way for you?
Pardon?
Can this bitch go all the way for you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And she certainly dug deep to hold off Dashing Do up the run in there, so plenty of heart this ground.
Yeah. Very, very well. Yeah.
And Reg, a real boost for the kennel. Only a small kennel, but your kennel star this one, I'm sure?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And obviously this, Reg, you're a regular fixture at Toaster. It was great to see you dancing in the winner's enclosure there. Should you be dancing at your age? Can I ask how old you are, Reg?
Yeah, that's right. I dance everywhere.
And I believe you're 82, is that right?
I'm 82 now, yeah.
82 years young.
82, yeah.
But you have plenty of energy for the final next Sunday, yeah?
I am, yeah. I'm ready, yeah.
We'll hope to see you dancing, and obviously people from Toaster from way back, we used to have interviews after every race. You had a catchphrase. You used to have plenty of winners in the old Toaster. Your catchphrase, you used to run chip shop, I believe. What was your catchphrase every time you had a winner?
Mind your fingers on the chips, they're red hot.
Reg, we hope to hear that phrase next Sunday. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
To favourite in 2, Bomber Bullet, prolific winner. 5 missed it, 6 missed it, 2 smashed off from 2, 2 said it, Showtime clears 1, 4's gone second, 1 paced, 5 can't quicken, 6 and 3 are checked out, and Trap 2 now kept on this by 4. Beaming Panthers got their moves on it, but 2's going to say no chance. Trap 2 fends it off. 2's beaten 4, has beaten 5.
We're joined by Belinda Green, a trainer of Bomb Out Bullet, winner of the third semi-final of the Greyhound Racing UK Northamptonshire Sprint. Belinda is an oldie, but a goodie.
He is. I do say men get better with age, so here he is. He's doing really well. He did well to get around the turn there, and he pulled away quite nicely from dog that obviously I used to train, so I know stay as well. But no, really happy with him to speed it.
He really wanted that. The run to first bend trapped okay, but he really was desperate to get that first bend in front.
Yeah, definitely. That's what he is, though. You know, he's very, very game. He's a massive trier, and what more can you ever ask from the dog?
Was a big race competition money for back in the day with a national sprint a couple of years ago now. Could he go all the way in this one?
Oh, it's going to be a very good final. Obviously, you've got Mark Wallace's Pavilion Team, which obviously looks the hardest one to beat, but we'll see how the draw works out. And look, game on. We'll give it a good go.
Belinda, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Looking forward to the Northamptonshire Sprint final, sponsored by Greyhound Racing UK. It's a Cat 2, Trap 1 Bomb Out Bullet at 2 to 1, Trap 4 Pavilion Team at 9 to 4. Who do you fancy?
4 Pavilion Team.
Yeah?
I think he's really took to Toaster. Spoke to Mark the other day. He said he seems to think he's a bit of a one-trap pony.
Right.
Yeah, but again, though, you've seen the trainers again, Danny. Belinda Green, Patrick Jansen, John Mullins, Mark Wallace. You know, it's just full of quality. Reggie Older with Trap 6 as well. And Trap 5, you know, Swindon dog, Dashing Dude. He's in brilliant form. He's a really fast dog, Dashing Dude. Brilliant final.
It is.
Look forward to it.
It is going to be good tomorrow. 3:49. Mark your card at Toaster as we head back to Jason.
Well, what a night we have enjoyed. Despite it being a little chilly, we weren't expecting an avalanche, but that's what we've got here. Droopy's Flair. As I mentioned earlier in the day, this looked like the Rick Dog when it was 5-4 earlier on with the sponsors. Now into 11-8 on, and I know it's Daryl's nap. He likes his dogs as he likes his trousers with a little bit of flair. But Droopy's Flair, 11-8 on, back to the exclusion of everything else until late on. A bit of support for Deadly Disco. 100-30 had drifted out to 4-1 with the sponsors. So Droopy's Flair, the big gamble of the night.
I thought we were going down to the short trousers line there. You caught me out, Jason. Thank you very much. 8-11 is a huge price. I mean, it might appear odds on, but it's huge. Yes, 8-11. Desperately unlucky in the Cesaro, which of course 3-1 Mongus Wild and Bombay Nutty in 5, giving of course Mark Wallace and the MWD partnership big hopes as well here. Deadly Disco on the outside. Got the draw for Richard Reese and Dreaming Sunshine and Beatty's Electra. Danny, they are the 33-1 outsiders, but they're in there with a chance, of course.
But it's Droopy's Flair, who is 4 from 10 so far in her career. 4 second places, and unbelievably still a puppy, a May 23. Now, while we just wait for the dogs, I'm just going to give an update on the tipping competition, because Mel Aspin 13.83, Gerald Jordan 11.35, Kelsey Daniels 10.85, all on 3 different dogs. Mel's on Mongy's Wild, Gerald's on Droopy's Flair, Kelsey Dreaming Sunshine. It could change this race at the top for the tipping comp, so it's all hotting up. Who will win the £250? We will find out soon enough. But we've got a belter of a race to round off the card. What is really superb about Droopy's Flair as well is she's got a track record to her name already.
Yeah, she's a bit different to her sister, Droopy's Kathleen.
Just a little bit.
Who's that absolute raw 4-bend Shelbourne Park ridiculous run there. But she's ultra special.
Yeah.
Droopy's Flair. She could be absolutely anything going forward over 6 bends. Just a quick turnout, the quick best turnout of the last race. Crafty Alejandro. So Daniel Wallace, congratulations, £50 to you. We did miss it on that one, so we missed that. That was Crafty Alejandro in the last race.
And track 2, Dreaming Sunshine. Emily Russell is parading Dreaming Sunshine, and 33-1 has won the 50 quid.
And someone's got it.
On behalf of Greyhound Racing UK and Monmore Green Greyhound Stadium as
Fantastic
well.
initiative.
It really is, you know, it's one of those things that's happened in horse racing for years. We're trying to make sure it happens in every show. There's Droopy's Flair, there she is. The puppy looks pro though, doesn't she? Is back, ready to go.
Yeah, just look how like puppy and look how calm she is, Danny. She's just ready to go. She don't know she's odds on.
No, she does not. Trap 2, Dreaming Sunshine for Mr. and Mrs. Phillips and William Russell. 33-1. Son of Magical Bale. 4 from 16 here. Beatty's Electra absolutely loves it at the track for Kim Billingham-Heim and Mr. Beatty. A daughter of Good Cody and Antigua Vows. 7 from 33. Mongy's Wild, unbeaten. 3 from 3 in the UK for the MWD partnership and Mark Wallace. 50% from 6 runs in Ireland. Exciting type. Trap 5, Bombay Nutty, who is 9-2. Looks a natural over 6. I was surprised to see him at this price. Was just touched off by Brett and Molly, who's a superstar over 6. And he looks a nice type. And Deadly Disco, the jury's out for me. I'm not quite sure what to make of this lad, but he's in good hands with Richard Reese and the 5 fellas, son of Ballymac Boulder. He's only had 1 from 3 here. He has raced over in Ireland. I know that Barry Cool, who's been a friend of the show in the past, he really rates Deadly Disco, so he says he's got loads of pace. So yeah, he's one of those. I'm not quite sure what to make of him yet.
Yeah, just this was redrawn as well, Danny, as it says, but on the 19th, because of Mongy's Wild was seeded as middle and should have been seeded rails.
Yes.
So this was redrawn, this race. So whatever people saw in the advance is different to this, but a cracking race. Honestly, we've got the newcomers in terms of in the UK, Mongy's Wild, Bombay Nutty, Droopy's Flair over this trip, Deadly Disco to that extent over this. We've got the season campaigners, the local runners, Dreaming Sunshine, Beatty's Electra. We've got it all to do here.
Yeah.
They probably didn't think the race would be as strong as this when entering. This is an absolute belter. And whatever wins this, going to go on to big things. Whatever finishes second, third, fourth here, going to go on to bigger and better things. But a brilliant way to finish this night. what's been a very, very special evening.
It has been a superb evening, and I'm privileged, and we're privileged to be here as Gone to the Dogs, brought to you in partnership with Greyhound Racing UK. I hope you've enjoyed the show if you've been tuning in. Droopy's Flair is the hot favourite for this race, and it's the lesser used 684 metres today
Brilliant
as
trip.
well. Really good trip, because you've got that slightly longer run to the bend where you can just kind of jockey for position if you're not quite where you want to be. And, you know, the 630, the bend always comes up on you so quick, but the 684, you've just got that little bit more time to gather your paws under you, which usually is what staying dogs need.
It separates the 4-bend dogs who try it over 6:30 and think, right, I'm going to get off the front here and try and hold on. There's no hiding places over this trip. It's a fantastic trip, and like you say, Danny, really underused. But we'll see what there is going forward, because we think we need to get a big competition over this trip.
Daryl, who do you fancy?
Well, I'm napping, of course, as if we don't know, Danny. The 4-6 favourite now. But can I just point out that she was odds against earlier in the day before we put any selections up, of course. So plenty of money down for Sean Parker's Charge, who comes here, of course, without the benefit of a look. And you're thinking, well, why is that? But then have a look what happened when she ran in the Cesarewitz. She went to Central Park without a look, and she did the clock. So that's the way they want to go. 3-1 Mongi's Wild, 5-1 I think it is Bombay Nutty. Deadly Disco at around 4s. The Hare is on the move. 684. Gonfini Blaze did 41.02 last year. That was the quickest over the course and distance, to give you some kind of a time to compare this one with. Let's see what happens. They race away, and Beaters Electra got away well. Droopers Flair's on the inside, going to turn handy with Deadly Disco on the outside. A little bit of crowding there, and Droopers Flair's just been knocked back a length or so as Bombay Nutty goes around the outside to get a bit closer. At the back of the field, then is Mongi's Wild, and then comes Dreaming Sunshine, and past us, and it's Deadly Disco out in front there, and the favourite is in a bit of trouble, getting tangled up. Droopers Flair, and it's only mid-division as Deadly Disco for Richard Rees leads down the back from Bombay Nutty in second place, 5 lengths back to Droopers Flair. Further back to the remainder, they run towards home. Deadly Disco, lightly race charge for Richard Rees, and 5 Fellas is going to lead off the bend from Bombay Nutty. Then running on is Mongi's Wild. Droopers Flair's well beaten, although picking up late in the day, but Deadly Disco will take it comfortably. It'll be Mongi's Wild in second. It'll be Droopers Flair getting going late and in front as they charge to the pickup, but it is Deadly Disco who has given Richard Rees a second winner of the night after Churchfield Sid earlier, and wins well from what was a decent draw, of course, outside a middle and 4 railers, and delivers here on just a 4th start in this country. Ran in the first round off the Cesarewitz behind Droopers Flair. Got no sort of run on that occasion, although did go off at 7-4. I think they're almost joint favourites that day, but 6-1 for those who kept the loyalty with Deadly Disco, and has won this nicely. Mongi's Wild has done plenty of late work for trainer Mark Wallace with the good form at Toast Run in Ireland. It was 3 Beaters Electra got away best momentarily in front, the local Greyhound, but it's going to be passed there by Deadly Disco. Now Droopers Flair just got shuffled back at that stage, looking to try and find a pitch again, but she'll find plenty of trouble throughout. 5 Bombay Nutty swinging very well. Look where Mongi's Wild is, in behind a wall of horses in the black jacket, trying to find some sort of run, and that was how they went down the back.
Danny.
The jury was out, the jury's now in, mate. Deadly Disco, I mean, I just wasn't sure what his trick was. I wasn't sure what he was going to do. He's fired out the boxes, and we do see this happen a lot at Monmore, don't we? It's a bit of a speed track, even, apparently, over this trip.
Yeah, they brought him over from Ireland and stuck him straight into Cesarewitz.
Yeah.
So, you know, they obviously think that this is going to be his distances going forward. It didn't quite work out for him in that. As Daryl said, though, it was 7-4 on that occasion to beat Droopers Flair in the heats that competition. Didn't work out for him. 6-1 today to reverse that form. He's managed to do that, but that's the blessing, Danny, of that long run to the bend where they can sort themselves out. You know, he's come away well. He drove the first and second bend really well to hit the front off the second bend when Beaters Electra tried to go with him. But some big performances in beyond as well. Mongi's Wild, Droopers Flair, Bombay Nutty tried his best, couldn't quite go with them. But brilliant performance from Deadly Disco. Second victory in the UK, 1 second in there as well. Cracking run from him.
Superb run, and I mean, Droopers Flair just got a little bit caught up in trouble at crucial points. She stays, because you've seen her as well, you know, coming in kind of the closing stages. She's got third in the end, and she was closing on Mongi's Wild as well, who has been beaten for the first time in the UK, but he is going to be something to keep eyes on. Daryl, I think we've got a result.
We have, Danny, and we're talking about Garfinny Blaze doing 41.02 last year, so there we are. That's a decent run, 40.94, and a good price for those who found Deadly Disco, at 6-1. Mongi's Wild, eye-catching late run, 7-2, and Droop His Flare beaten today. I'm looking forward to seeing her, though, over even further.
At 6-1, the winner, big prize, but Richard Rees has got another winner on the card. There he is, Deadly Disco, just his 4th race here in the UK, and he's been paraded by our pal Charlie.
Top man, Charlie. Top man. And congratulations to Tess Rodriguez.
Woohoo!
£14 profit for the night in the Dogs competition. £250, Tess, is coming your way. Congratulations.
It is. David Rose, second, 13.25 on 150, and Mel Aspin, 12.83. She'd been there up there all the time. £50 is coming to you as we go to Emily.
Well, it's been a fantastic night on Gone to the Dogs Live, and a really, really good race to end it with a good winner. I was going to pick on Richard, but he's ran away from me. So, Jackie?
Charlie, this one. I did the last one.
Fair enough. I'm sure you think a lot of the dog, and he's proving that to you now.
Yeah, definitely. We thought a lot of him, obviously, when we brought him. His trials have been brilliant. He's a dog with a lot of pace. It's just, we didn't get him really in time for the Cesarewitch. It was his first race over the trip and found a little bit of trouble. He ran well in a maiden over the 500, but look, staying looks to be his game. How far he's going to get, we don't know. But yeah, really happy with that because that's a top-class field.
It was a great race, and he's managed to lead early enough, and they didn't really look like they were coming back to him too much.
No, I think with him it was sort of getting him off the front because he's got loads of middle pace. And I think he's a dog, once he's on the bunny, he's just going to pull clear. So, yeah, we're still learning about him. I think, obviously, we know he's a very fast dog, but how far he's going to go over 6 bends is a different story. But, yeah, he's had 3 races. He's won 2 of them, so we're delighted.
Do you have any immediate plans for him next, or just waiting for the staying competitions later in the year?
Not as such, to be fair. Yeah, Mum, take him. Not as such, to be fair. I think it's just a case of run him and see how he gets on. Like, even, do you see there, he's knackered after this race. He was quite tired after a 6:30 here a couple of weeks ago. So, look, he's a dog that's always run against top-class dogs. He always shows pace. So, we could drop him back down to 4 bends if need be. So, yeah, there's plenty of options.
And 2 winners tonight, so it's been a good night for you.
Yeah, it's been a great night. I think, it's great for Sid to win, for him to win. I think, as a card, it's been a brilliant night of racing. The final was amazing. Very busy here. The coverage has been great. So, yeah, it's good to be a part of it.
Perfect. Well done, Charlie.
Thank you.
Great winner to round off the show here on Gone to the Dogs Live. That was the Ladbrokes.com at 6.84, and Deadly Disco was the winner. These are the winners tonight. Charlie Loves Me kicked us off at 9-4 in the opener. Droopy's Berries at 13-8. Those two look really, really nice prospects winning on their debuts. Romeo Tomcat is now 3 from 4 in his career. Mad for Sterling at 11-1. He was a winner over the 6:30. Churchfield Sid back to his very best here at Monmore. New in Soley at 11-10. Proper heiress. I mean, he just banged out and made all in a stupid split, a ridiculous time. Just absolutely mental and cracking run. Longacres Magic, he did the same, but not quite as quick. And Deadly Disco at 6.84 at 6-1. Now, we're going to join a couple of other winners down in the betting ring.
Well, you can tell which one of us has been inside all night. The one in the long coat with the scarf, with the cap as well. But anyone would have been warmed up with what happened on the track.
Yeah, it's been extraordinary. I think, for the Richard Rees camp, Churchill Sid absolutely loves Monmore. I'm sure the guys have said that, and Deadly Disco as well is absolutely brilliant in a top-class field. But, of course, you just keep coming back to Proper Heiress, and what he did was just magnificent. I think second fastest time ever. Just a length outside the clock, extraordinary performance. Big player in the Derby on that kind of form. Of course, disappointment with Queen Georgia, but we know that, she's going to be a sensation in the breeding paddocks. Overall, a really good night on a strong sporting day, Jason. 1 or 2 results haven't quite gone with me in terms of my football team, but with everything else going on, great crowd here at Monmore, really good buzz upstairs.
I believe I've got to go through Birmingham tomorrow, but just even all through the card, as you say, just very quickly, Charlie Loves It was incredible. Romeo Top Cat, boding well, building up to next week.
Well, you talk about that, you know, the class of 2024 with some of the established stars, but you're looking at the 2025. You know, we've got the Puppy Derby, Premier Greyhound Racing Puppy Derby starting here next week, and that's a fantastic benchmark for all the major competitions to come, and some really good winners tonight.
Most certainly has been very, very impressive indeed on the track. Hobbsy and everybody impressive off the track as well. I've either got to get myself a cap or get inside. Inside. See you later.
I tell you what, we see Hobbsy with that scarf and hat on quite a lot, don't we?
I don't think he takes it off. Whenever I calls in the morning and he's got that scarf on and the hat, I think
I
he just
know.
goes to bed in it and just wakes up in it. So.
Well, we all wake up about 5 to 9 for the huddle. Anyway, it's been an absolutely belting show. Thank you for joining us here on Gone to the Dogs Live. It's brought to you by Greyhound Racing UK. But this is not the last of us. These are our next 3 nights. Romford, Friday the 21st of March. Mark your card for the Coral Golden Sprint Final. Perry Bar the week after, Saturday the 29th. It's the Arc Trainers Judgment Night. I cannot wait for that. And then we're heading back to Perry Bar in April. We're doing the double on the Birmingham Oval. Arc Laurels Night on Saturday the 19th of April. 3 sensational nights that we're going to cover. And I'm stuck with you again on the road.
And plenty more to come down after that, but let's celebrate what we've seen tonight. Proper heiress, an unbelievable winner of the Ladbrokes Winter Derby final. Yes. 27.57, 4.23 split. Sensational.
And I think we can probably leave it there. Our thanks to everybody here at Monmore Green at Greyhound Stadium. We have been welcomed, we've been fed, we've been watered, and we will be coming back. Well, yeah, you were late. Thank you so much for joining us here on Gone to the Dogs Live.